Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me, love. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world.
Because the RV stairs were down? Oh no! Oh, it pulled up next to the RV on the freeway and your stairs are down because the RVs are down.
Oh, the RV.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. My dad used to accidentally scare people all the time. He'll be like, he'll pull up and like roll down the window and shout at the window, "You on your roof!" Cause like something would be on the roof, it'd be like various things would either be there, like wallet or like a cup or like whatever. It'd just be like on the roof of the car that they got, like they would leave like wherever it is they were leaving from. They put it on the top and just forget it's there and just hop right in. They don't think about it. They got that door open, their brain just goes, "Whoop, get in!" They don't think about it.
I forgot that
Oh,
you
man.
had the RTX on.
Yeah. I gotta make a new one. It's gonna be a while though.
I still
I'm
like that
lazy.
one. Well, you're not so much lazy as you're preoccupied with many other things.
Oh, I am just... I could list off everything, but I'm not going to.
Right, hello, everybody. So tonight we're gonna be
Hello.
covering hair. Yay!
Let's go ahead and pop on over into the game scene then. Hello! Oh, maybe I should actually save my blend first. Just to make sure. Yeah, I don't want to like accidentally open something and then like, you know, accidentally mess with stuff I don't mean to mess with.
Oh, the
Oh, no.
accidental tacos.
Where did it save to?
It should say at the very top.
No, it changed what folder that I had my blend in.
Yeah, it should say at the very top where, like, right above where it says file and everything. Should tell you what the directory is.
It's not that. It's not in the right folder. I had to go find the folder.
Oh, well, at least you got the
Yeah.
directory path in the top.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it because I have Blender, but it's being really weird about it. It's not showing my other blend files. It's just showing like some of them. Hold on, I want to do something. I want to do open recent. Because that'll definitely take me to the right place. Hey, don't save this.
Hi,
And
Lucky.
then
Hi, Maud.
save
Blender, I
as.
hardly know her.
Copy that. And then new. There we go. Mud does need a squishy. Welcome in! You're a chair? Mm-hmm.
Chair.
There we go. Fifth one. Save under file. There we go. I just didn't want to accidentally, like, show off all my files on my computer because that's not necessary. This is why I turned my screen off. Because when it pops up, sometimes I don't know what file it's going to open. So I black out my screen and...
yeah, it also doesn't help that Blender by default, if I remember right, tries to go with thumbnails. So if you're working on something that's not TOS friendly, don't want that popping up on screen, even if it's a tiny little thumbnail.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm gonna share mine with you. And you'll share yours with me.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, we've got a circle. Got it. Okay, I'll give me a circle too.
This is just me pulling. I added a
circle. That's not a circle. I mean, that is a circle, but
that's something.
that's not all I meant. UV sphere. Here you go.
Dude. There. You can make this while I'm waiting.
Oh. What's this?
Stuff.
It's me.
Hey. That's the hair that I sent you before.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Only it was more like this.
Right. Hell yeah. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
It's such an old.
Here's where
reference.
Stuff with the shading can get really neat. See how the mesh is right here?
Yeah.
But if I go over to the shading, got the frayed tips. So you can actually like add in the little strand fray thingies.
Right, right.
Yeah. But I think the thing that I don't like about it is whenever I'm looking at it, it's like, is that clipping into the model or am I just seeing things? So I gotta take it from a different angle.
It's gonna be interesting trying to get the hair down properly.
Yeah, well, this is one way that I'm gonna show you how to do hair tonight. Then for an undercoat, I guess you could call it, I would probably use something like a plane and or even a cube with a subdiv on it to get more of the undercoat and sort of give it more volume, since your hair does have a good bit of volume to it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on.
I hear your cat.
Yep, it is my kitty cat.
Unless that's your kid being weird.
And that's always a possibility too.
Following the cat around. Meow, meow.
You've already seen my others. I need to finish. I need to work more on my own model.
I didn't realize BikuBot was not audible. Apologies.
Oh no.
That is unfortunately the issue you have to kind of just take when it comes to
those sort of things.
when it comes to just being on my stream, honestly. Alright, what are we doing?
Right now I'm getting...
I've got a circle, that's where I'm at.
I was getting yours pulled up here, and then I'm gonna pop you out and have you over on my other screen so I can sort of watch. And thankfully I gotta mix it up, I can just pull off to the side and watch from there for the chat. Yeah, he does haircut.
Nice.
Okay, so get where you're at.
Yeah.
I'll go with new general. You use the UV sphere, right?
Yes.
Alright. Not gonna need that.
Okay. Goodbye.
So, starting from... We'll just go all blank. Shift A, bring in cube.
That's not a cube. Okay. Cube. I got a cube.
Control 3.
3.
Oh, control 3.
I hate control 3. Which 3?
Oh, number. Anything on number pad, I'll say number pad beforehand.
I got it.
Alright, so controlled. This is also going to teach you sort of a small idea of how to block out models if you have reference sheets. So you'd set up like a reference behind, you need to set up a reference in the front. So like, you know, this would be a front view of your model, this would be the side view of your model. And then
I know which one you're talking about. I actually have a perfect reference sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
I do, hold on. I can actually give it to you. I don't know if I've shared it with other people, but I'm gonna find out.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Because you've sent me a few reference thingies in the past for stuff, but like anything that I produced from it, I didn't like how it looked, so I was like, eh.
I think it's, I don't know if you've seen this one, but I have this one, and it is a full body turnaround of my entire model.
No, not on that one.
Surprise! Yeah, I made a full turnaround.
Alright, so basically all you need from that one would be the front view and the far left to left view. But the rest of it you could always use as well, but you'd be setting up multiple things for it.
Yeah, I think I have oh, I gotta save them all as like separate files, but I do have I can go in and like change it around.
You want me to use this as like the example here to just give you an idea?
You are more than welcome to.
Alright, so I'll save.
Should I put it in mine too?
Yeah, I'll show you how to like do all that in one moment. I actually have a specific reference folder that I use that I have for like my friends and stuff.
I'm just snooping all your files. I see all my files. I see me.
Yeah.
I love the one that's in the middle. It's just a fucking orb. Just floating there.
Yeah. But okay, so all I need actually is that one. So I can go desktop, references, Coral. You see, some of these ones you probably know from a while back.
Oh yeah, these are old. Old.
I keep a hold of them. I try to work with them just to see if I can get anything down that I don't feel embarrassed about.
I love it.
But you just simply drag and drop the file in, as long as it's an image file.
Yep.
And then,
it's me.
Then you just select
Never
it.
before seen.
So what easy way to reset the position of things whenever you have it selected, you can hold down Alt, then hit G like golf, then R like Romeo, and there you go. That'd be, R like Romeo. So Alt G, Alt R. I think he still does. You gotta have the mouse inside the thing, otherwise it tries doing it in whatever you were doing it there.
It's not.
Alt R isn't resetting it?
No. I'm clicking it. It's just. Oh my god, are you kidding me? It's opening GeForce Experience!
Oh. Yay.
God damn it! So that doesn't work for me either!
Alright, I'm trying to think what's another way to reset rotation. Oh, you probably hit, okay, so by default, if you hit N, November, it'll bring up this whole panel. You just reset the rotation to 000.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah, and if you're trying to do like a mass reset like that, you can drag your mouse down on those three, and it'll select all of them, then you just hit 0, and it puts 0 in all of them.
Okay. That's cool.
So same as even on
myself over and over again.
Yeah, so even on the right panel where it says transform and stuff, you do the same with those three for location, rotation, anything like that. You just drag down in that area and change it to what you want. So
I have an Aho in my chat. Hold on.
All right.
Who are you streaming? Never mind. Why are you a Christmas elf in his stream? I am dying. Okay, but hear me out though. Let's RTX on. And please give me my Aho, pretty please. Yes. Okay. Also, thank you for asking so nicely. Alright, headphone warnings. For those of you who don't like loud noises, this is your warning to turn down your headphones. I'm going to be yelling into the mic. It is going to crackle, it is going to pop. It is going to sound absolutely horrendous. Mag's side does not need to worry about this. It will not come through. But it will come through on my end. So if you're over here in my chat, this is your headphone warnings. Please prepare yourself in advance.
While people are preparing, we might have to reset the shared chat because it's not working at the moment, it seems.
It's okay, we can do that.
Alright.
And if you've not turned on your headphones as of now, that's on you. Ah! Thank you.
Some hearty lungs there.
Yes, I keep them hardy. I'm ruining them. I'm ruining it. So it says learning Leonard. I'm so proud. Aw, thank you. I went to learn Blender so that I can be good at stuff. Because I'm an overachiever.
All the achieves.
And if I can make all of my stuff in 3D and make it look 2D, that's a pretty valuable skill to have when it comes to making anime and stuff. Because I really want to do that when I want to make my own anime.
Oh,
I don't want to work for a big company. I want to make my own stuff. I'll borrow your bones and return them at the end of fine time. Oh man, make sure you bring them back at least some point.
Yeah.
There's a large pile. Why do you need so many? Turn it down just in time. I almost got ahoed as I came in. Please. You just get in the chat and immediately your hair just flies back to
like that old
yeah.
Sound system commercial.
Yeah, the guy's like sitting in the chair and it's fucking he's like
the one that Jackass did the remake of.
Yeah. I want to see that sound commercial, but like I want it to be the aho.
No, technically you could do that.
Thank you. Okay, let's do this.
Alright. Paying attention to the student. Alright, so you still have, yep, you do still have that selected.
Yes.
We'll hit R like Romeo, then X like X-ray, and type in 90.
Ow. Okay, I'm good.
So we'll take that, we'll hit G, Y, and move it back some. So with that set, this sort of gives you an idea of like if this were something that we're doing like the full body of, you would try to like line up the feet with the bottom by moving it up and stuff, but we mainly just want the head. So the head's, this is a hair tutorial thing, so the head's what we're more interested in.
I'm not too worried about the rest. I think I can figure that part out pretty quickly.
It's basically the same
But
idea.
I have all of the references right here. It's a matter of just shoving blocks together at that point.
Alright, so while we're doing stuff with the picture here, we'll go over to the data, which is the little red picture thingy above the checkerboard.
Okay.
So we will want opacity checked. It's the one that's grayed out.
Yep, I see it.
Then we'll drop that down, maybe like 50, like 0.5 or something. This is like the percentage of opacity to it.
Yeah.
So that stuff like shonen and the depth and side, etc. That will set it that if you switched any of those up, it won't show in the other perspectives. But once you take the front facing view, it'll do that. Then you do like sides for the other one. For getting your thing. But usually when it comes down to using a reference sheet, you basically want a front side view and then a
side view.
Side view from like the character's left side.
I've actually watched a lot of videos on people making like 3D models and stuff, and them doing that.
Yeah, just gotta follow. Who is it? Oh, darn it!
Who done it?
Disgusting. I didn't get switched over fast enough, so I missed who it was. But thank you very much for the follow. I'll have to,
My chat's not working the way it did. Oh, no, yours is working.
Oh, Moon, thank you very much for the follow.
Yeah. Oh, that's my brother. My little brother.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
I've seen him stop in several times in the past, just not
Yeah.
frequent enough for me to remember, so I apologize for that.
That's okay. He tends to be a little busy.
Nowadays, everybody's busy in some way, shape, or form, so I don't harp on anybody.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, too lazy. I ain't your mom.
Let me have this thing here. It's oh, it's a skill thing. Never mind. Because it's an image.
Yeah.
Oh.
But okay, so we're going to
Yes.
bring the image down a little bit, just get an idea where we want to place it. You can hit Alt and Z like zebra to give you the.
Alt? Huh?
Oh, I think you just pressed. Yeah, you just pressed regular Z. It's Alt and Z at the same time.
You do gotta remember, Alt Z also opens GeForce Experience.
Why the hell you have so much stuff tied to GeForce Experience?
I don't know. I didn't set these keybinds up.
Damn it! All right, well you can hit the little X-ray thing in the upper right, but yeah, it makes it a little bit hard to see if you're like zoomed out. But we'll try to reposition so. We'll say the image is like right on the nose. Or just line up with your little tiny nose.
I do have a very tiny nose.
Little tiny nose.
Right.
I have to move it on the X a little bit too.
Yeah, it's not perfectly centered, but I know where perfectly centered is. Right there! Right in the middle of the pixels.
Yeah.
It's perfectly centered. Now, I don't know why it's not perfectly centered.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Woo. Okay.
So we're gonna get into some of the fancy shit now.
Oh, hold on. I gotta remember which way is the way I need to look at it. It's alright.
Hmm?
There we go. I think that was right. X-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the X-ray
Now
on.
it's X-rayed.
Alright, so with the image still selected, we're gonna sort of change our perspective a little bit using middle mouse button. Which one was it? I'm trying to remember which one's the pivot point that we want to go with. I think it's 3D cursor. Yeah, that is indeed it. So up at the top, from the chain links, the median point one, you're gonna switch to 3D cursor. But we're not gonna move this image itself.
Yeah.
We're going to hit Shift D to duplicate it.
Duplicate.
Then
Okay.
RZ90.
Okay, that didn't fucking do what I wanted it to do.
It's fine. It's fine.
Shift D didn't fucking duplicate it. You know what? That's it. We're copy pasting it directly.
That works too. That works too.
Yeah, that works.
Then all you have to do is, since you already got it rotated there, you'll do Shift. Oh, not Shift, but RZ. Oh wait, where you at? Oh, you have to have your mouse in the viewport display.
I was clicking on the thingy.
Oh, you're trying. Well, either one will work.
Hit myself with bicycles. It'll eventually rattle my brain cells enough to get me where I need to be.
Then -90. So -90. Now I'll take it back to where it was.
Nice.
So whenever you have your reference images set up, you obviously don't want to accidentally be clicking on them and possibly screwing up their positioning. So what you can do is at the very top.
Shouldn't I move this?
Wait, what? Who? Huh?
Shouldn't I move this to be the side view of the face instead of it being the middle?
Yeah, we can do that too.
It's just
So
sort of a side
going
thought, I
from the
guess.
side view, you just GY and just move it back and try to sort of line up with the middle of the head, roughly, for your side view.
Like middle of the neck should be fine, I guess.
That's where I aimed for, a little bit ahead of your ears.
Yeah, right in the middle of the neck.
But with those,
Oh, there's another side.
you obviously don't want to be clicking on them while you're doing stuff.
No.
So in the upper right-hand corner, in your outliner, I always forget the name of this thing. You'll click the one that looks like a funnel.
Okay.
And then click the little arrow, like little cursor-looking thing that's between the eyeball and the check mark.
Right. Okay.
So this is your selection thing. So you can click on those to disable them, and you won't be able to click on them anymore.
It's a lock.
Yeah.
I'm getting a blender plugin to make it so that those turn into little locks.
So you remember.
Put them in place. Okay. I'll keep this enabled.
Well, you could do it yourself. You just
Yeah,
have to learn
right.
Python.
Wow, I'm not doing that shit. No, thank you. That's a lot of work. No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna go back to our sphere here now.
Yeah, boop. Cube.
Yeah, cube sphere.
Sphere. Okay.
And hey, Bacon. Actually, I want to take a moment. Sorry to sidetrack, but Bacon is
I'm doing Python and then I cried.
I don't blame you at all there, man. I don't blame it at all.
Crying with Blender.
But shouting out Bacon here, who just recently started up streaming. And he was the one that I sent you the clip that he was doing the cool shits with that one Blade and Sorcery game with spinning the sword and stuff.
Hell yeah.
And gave me many laughs when he grabbed somebody by the throat and just threw him over a ledge.
The game looks like a lot of fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I really want to get the other version. It's it's not Blade and Sorcery. It's that the one where the skull talks to you.
Yeah, I actually brought that up with him
With
him during his stream about that. That's funny as shit that you just eat the skull out the window.
Oh yeah, I want to get that just for shits and giggles. I feel like it'd be a lot of fun.
It does seem like it'd be fun as hell. But okay, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be working with the head, and this is how I actually made the model I showed you here earlier of you, as well as the Zelda one and a male version that I'm trying to do for doing actual like male characters.
Right.
So whenever we're doing stuff like this, you want to try not to do too much scaling or moving the objects outside of edit mode.
Yeah.
Because like I said, normally you'd like move it to the bottom of your character's feet while the reference is his feet, and then work from there. But if you were to bring this in as the head, you would go into edit mode and then move it up to where the head is.
Oh.
Because you want to try to keep this origin point down at the center.
Right.
So if you cut this in half to mirror it to like half your workload, essentially, it'll always be running off the origin point, like I have mentioned in the past.
Right. Okay. So we're not doing that?
No, I'm not doing. I was just doing that as an example.
Yes, I'm following along. Just do what you're doing.
So I just moved that back.
Learn with you by following you.
So the way I did that stuff is you want to be obviously able to see how like all the verts and stuff are going to be. So we're going to be going to wireframe mode actually.
Okay, wireframe mode.
And that is obviously not the topology we're going to, well, the amount of squares we're going to have. So over in the subdivision modifier, we're going to click off optimal display.
Hold on, I'll get it. Optimal display. Okay.
Yeah, so now we're looking at the more topology we'll actually be working with. The reason why we used a cube and then subdivided it, it keeps all of the topology in a quad setup. That's what you want to keep. Even though it's got a pull here or there whenever you're doing stuff, that doesn't really matter. As long as it's in quads, it will transfer to other programs easier.
Okay.
Whereas if I'm just showing this as an example so you don't have to follow it. But if I bring in a UV sphere, this at the very top, bad end gone.
The little end gone,
Yeah, so you'd have that at the top and the bottom. So you'd have to figure a way to get rid of that while you're at some point in the workflow. This way it just gets rid of that completely.
Okay.
So we'll go to front view.
Front view.
Edit mode.
Edit mode.
And let's make your head a little bit smaller.
We're both making a me. Oh, don't die.
Try not
That's
to. Sorry about
fine.
that.
Oh, hey, this is like basically the perfect size too.
Yeah.
Check that out. Let's go. It's a little bit much, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Not the end of the
So,
world.
ways,
Okay.
like I say a lot whenever I'm talking about my Blender stuff, I'm just pushing around verts. You want to
Yeah.
like go over to side view with your 3 or whichever, and then you select these verts. Since we're in X-ray mode, so we just box select and get both sides easy.
Okay.
And we'll just move that back on the Y a little bit. Try to like sort of move it around so it gets your head a little bit better in shape.
Yeah.
So you can also move the bottom one some more. You just want to keep like,
selects part of it.
want to just sort of keep moving around ever so slightly, because as we move things around, it's gonna stretch some stuffs out.
Yeah.
You do have the option that you could do this the head in 2 pieces or just 1 piece. We're gonna stick with just 1 piece tonight, just to keep things simplified, since we want to move on to hair.
Okay.
So with this, got that sort of all set in there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then of course you want to check, like you're going to be constantly going back and forth between front and side view. As you can see, we lost some width in the front view, so all we had to do is move on the X, scale on the X with a SX, and that will give us a bit more of a scale there. And it's like the sort of tedious part with blocking out, unless you want to be just real rough, throw everything together and then go to sculpt mode, because that's where it'd lead to eventually. Is after you got everything blocked out, you would join it all together and then throw it into the sculpt mode, and that's where you would do remesh, which would jack up your poly count a whole lot.
Right.
But it gets rid of it them being all separate pieces, because even after you join with Control J, it will still have those faces and stuff that are overlapping and inside of each other and stuff.
Right.
So remesh gets rid of all that and just gives you one whole mesh, and then you would use things like the smooth tool and draw sharp and this stuff to sort of sculpt out your faces and stuff.
Okay. Okay, I think I've got my general look down, I think. Aside from in the back, there's a little bit, but...
Well, that's where we could just add in a loop cut with Control R. You have to be near an edge to do a Control. Well, I'll get Control R's line to show up. So, like, it runs off the original cube for putting this in it first. So we put one in and then move it down. As you can see, it just turned completely screwed up the topology. Well, everything's set up. But that's to be expected. Like I said, this is the tedious part of doing this. So just continue. Whenever you're in side view, pretty much keep it to GY or GZ whenever you're moving stuff around. And that way, whenever you're in front view, all you have to do is GX instead.
Right.
So we use the side view mostly for trying to keep these keep things sort of organized and what we had to work with.
Yeah.
But you also don't have to be restricted, as you probably just saw me do. Like, as long as you're moving from a front view or side view, it won't mess up with some other things.
Right.
But I spend so much time just trying to work with this sort of crap to try to get used to modeling people.
Right.
People are hard to model. For me,
They
anyway. I've been doing this for several years, and I still have difficulty with the stuffs here. They're just at least producing something that I'm okay with. That's why I don't have a shitload of different model versions for myself.
Yes, that's fair.
You just poke it around, get sort of some movements. If you feel you need to put in another loop cut, you can. But remember, anytime you put in a loop cut, you have to also check the front view. For the most part, you can even just scale on the X to start off with whenever you have front view, and then work down from there.
Right. I'm definitely messing stuff up, but that's okay because I'm learning.
Yeah, it's all about the learning stuffs.
Yeah.
Bubblehead looking ass.
No, Heavy Roy, I take offense to that.
It took me years to get that permit.
I worked hard.
Yeah, just push and pull things around, and once you got sort of a hunky-dory feel about it, you can tell me and we'll move on from there.
Yeah.
I'm keeping things relatively simple right now for myself. Because, as the title suggests, we're more about hair tonight. I just want to give you an idea of how to make a head, at least.
Yeah, well, I'm an overachiever, so...
Yeah. I mean, this is literally... literally how you could make your entire model from that reference sheet now.
Yeah.
Knowing how to do this sort of stuff.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's not right.
You know, it's just hit A to select everything. Or else if you're doing loop cut, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, it's adding a lot of topology.
It is.
That's why you want.
It is.
That's why you take it out of optimal view, so you can see how much topology you're adding. Because whenever you remesh things, you're usually taking it up a lot too. Like the model I showed earlier in the stream, before I topologized it, that was close to like 7 million faces, if I remember right. And right now,
that's a lot of face.
What I have is just a little bit over 1,000 faces on my end. So if you're ever doing something and shit really starts chugging, look at your face count.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that can do it. There's a lot of different factors in Blender that can cause stuttering and lagging when it comes down to whenever you're working in the frame. A lot of stuff like that one tutorial you linked me from dang, I can't remember the fellow's name right now. No, it's not. I think I have him still pulled up on my other tab. Where are you at?
Thank you.
Comfy Mug. That one, the one with the little purple mushroom dude.
Right, yeah.
Even doing some of that stuff could eventually lead to things getting choppy whenever you're looking at the rendered views for like shading and stuff. But the nice thing is, Eevee is, I guess you could say it's sort of like their more simplified version of coloring, but they've made some big updates here recently. I think one's coming up soon that's making like a major change with Eevee for making things look a little bit more realistic if you want.
Right.
But the other way, which is Cycles, runs off either your CPU or GPU for capabilities. And a lot of the stuff that I do for my model is in Cycles mode because I like the more realistic looking textures and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm very much the anime.
Yeah, Eevee's probably the one to definitely go with for whenever it comes down to the animus.
Oh.
And if you ever venture into doing 2D animation in or even 3D animation that looks like 2D animation in Blender. It definitely helps with Eevee.
So that's what I want to do. I want to learn like 3D animation, but with like make it look 2D.
It takes a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
The first model will always look like crap.
Oh yeah, my first one that I used for like some of my
that's what I'm keeping in
emotes.
mind.
That thing without the mask is like some nightmare fuel shit. Because I followed the tutorial of a dude that like does a lot of stylized shit. I forget what his name is. I think it's like Dazzo or Dezo or something. Really good artist. It's just his way of teaching I couldn't grasp too well. I'm not gonna say like he's bad at teaching. It's just his way is just.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just it's a specific way of teaching, and sometimes it's a little difficult to actually hang on to. So it doesn't match your style of learning. I get it.
I'm sort of just trying to teach you the way that I would probably grasp personally myself. So
yeah.
Throwing stuff at you. I can't believe I did that.
Ow! What the hell? Ah, my God, the baby's missing too!
I have to keep myself occupied. I don't see the yoink. Where did the yoink happen?
That was a while ago.
Was it around the Aho?
No.
What
was Alma's doing?
Alma and her shenanigans. But yeah, it seems ever since I started doing this with you, I've had 2 other people ask me to try to teach them stuff.
Nice.
The first one, I had watched her try to do Blender stuff in the past. But I guess she like got out of working in it, and that was sort of sad because she did put in it. She got a hat done that was like the hat that her model wears, but she kept having little difficulties, and it wasn't until like I actually managed to catch her streaming while doing it that I was able to offer any help.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Got a bit of head there. Yeah.
Yeah. I do need to bring in the sides a little bit, make it a little bit more round, but.
What is your face count up to? I gotta check this. Oh, you won't see face count whenever you're in edit mode. I forgot about that.
Let's round out the head a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. That should do it.
Yeah, some of it's just like eyeballing it.
And now look.
Yeah.
Like a person.
Looks
kinda.
Much person types.
Very much person.
Yeah, so you can switch on over to object mode. And you have looks like 6 times the amount of faces I do.
Yeah, I may have made a few.
Lower right corner is where I was looking at. So that's like an easy compare and contrast that people could see in between our streams. Mine can't even tell where the hell the nose is. Got a rough idea that this is like a head, but yours you took more time, put more loop cuts in there, and you got the big difference in count. But that's how it is, you know. If you want more detail, you're gonna have to freaking put in more faces.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is literally how anybody could go and take a reference sheet like this and make your model.
Ta-da!
But usually best to start off, as I said earlier, where you move the reference sheet up to the bottom of your feet and then do everything in edit mode whenever you're moving things around. That way it keeps the origin at the bottom of the feet, which is where the root bone usually happens for VR chat, VC Face, Unity, Unreal Engine. You know, all the things people want to put these things into.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, yeah. See, your head would be much better than my head when it comes down to using particle systems for the hair.
Right.
Because for the particle systems, the more, for the hair at least, the more topology you have to work with, the more hairs that could be spawned without having to make children hairs, which would be part of the settings, like how many viewport levels we have in subdivision would be one that we can immediately look at and see, okay, this is one of the settings.
Right.
But yeah, so once you got that all set, got head.
Got a head.
Yep, you can go into.
I want to add a neck. That I'm gonna put now.
Neck would be simple. You just take like a cylinder and extrude it up into the head.
Oh, yeah, it's super easy.
Which case, eventually, once, because I've been thinking like down the line, maybe taking a reference sheet like this and then we build the model together, and then we like see the exact like the differences between mine and yours, and the fact that they both still work. So and you don't have to be like just this way is the only way you can make models. I don't like anybody that promotes that. It's like saying there's only one way to draw or paint.
Yeah, there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
I would never.
That's part of why like I just have slowly becoming more comfortable with I'm just gonna make something, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna still at least share it with some of my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Because eventually, like, it's just gonna be my style of doing things anyways. Like, I don't want to look exactly like how you draw and stuff, because then I feel like some copycat.
It's my style.
Yeah, try to avoid that imposter syndrome or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, once you're all done with poking around and moving things, just...
It's being weird about this one.
Which one?
I'm trying to... Oh, I'm in the wrong one. I'm in the wrong place. It's okay. I think this is fine for what it is. I can adjust things later on. It doesn't need to be perfect.
As if you even really want to.
Yeah,
This is just for having a head to work with for making hair.
Yeah. Just gonna...
Sort of neat having that wireframe there, though, huh?
Oh, yes.
I'd say some of the best models I saw on like Sketchfab and a few other 3D model sites actually have the wireframe overlays, so they make a great place to. That's like one good place to go to look at how people make certain models, to give you an idea of how to do the topology or connect things and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they have a viewer on the web page itself where you look at the product, and you don't have to buy it to even look at the stuff, but it'll show you like some people even do a full animation of like a walk cycle or something, so you can see this is how the model is and stuff. And you can literally look at the topology for a lot of them and see like, okay, this one's still something that hasn't been imported into a game engine yet because it's not triangulated. It's still in quads, or else if it's already triangulated, you can tell, yeah, this has probably been thrown into Unity or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of neat learning how to like check these things out. It's almost like being able to recognize AI whenever you look at it.
That's fair. Once you get the skill down, you start noticing it.
Yeah. I mean, sort of nod and stuff. Like, pop on over to object mode with tab.
I thought it was an object mode. My bad.
Then right mouse button and shade smooth. Don't have any problems with your shading since it's got a shitload of topology to work with for that, so it's good. So I guess I could teach you the full spiel of how it'd be. So we'll apply the subdivision modifier off to the right.
Oh, yes. Apply. Yes.
Hey, project. So now we've got a crap ton more topology to select. So you can switch on over to edit mode.
Yes.
Ta-da!
Oh,
A lot of stuff.
I just have a line to the back of my head.
It's not right. Click on one of those verts.
Okay.
And while you have your mouse over that vert, hit L.
Yeah, there's nothing connected
Okay,
to
so
that.
just X, then delete the verts. So the very top one. Just get rid of those. Sometimes that will happen too.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Bane. Okay, so we're gonna go into side view, and this will give you an idea of how I started work on your hair. So while in side view, we'll go to X-ray mode, so we can select all the way through the head.
X-ray.
Then we'll hit. Well, make sure you don't have anything selected. So you can like hit A, and then double tap A to get rid of all selected.
Okay.
Then C for that'll bring up your circle select key. And wherever you think your hairline would start, just sort of left mouse button to select those, and just sort of get a bit of a idea of where you'd want the hair to go to. Now you can sort of watch how I'm doing my selection. Whenever you're in circle select, right mouse button is the only way to get out of circle select, or else hitting escape. It won't.
Yeah.
You can't deselect stuff using the left mouse button again. You probably hear me just clicking away over here. It's not deselecting anything. You'd hit middle mouse button to deselect and circle select.
Okay.
So that's one thing that takes me a bit to remember to do sometimes when I'm circle selecting things.
Yeah.
But we'll get the whole back of the head here and stuff. Rocky music and okay, so you got your scalp pretty much selected.
Oh, I can't turn model.
Nope, whenever you're in circle select, you can't turn the model either. So you can like right mouse button to get out of it and change perspective if you want, but that's why we're going from the side view.
Yeah.
That way we don't accidentally select everything, the things that we didn't want to select from that view. And then we can go to front view and sort of get the same area. Well,
how do we do it again?
C for circle to select. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can mouse wheel up and down to change the size of the circle as well. So if you're just trying to circle select like a big circular area, get ready for making something in Minecraft or something, I don't know. And I think technically you can make stuff in Blender then import it into Minecraft. I think there's it's either an add-on or else it's a separate tool that works like Blender that you can essentially make entire like buildings and stuff or landscapes and then import it as a part of a map in Minecraft. I saw a while back, but I never went forward with it. This is whenever I was thinking of using Minecraft to teach my kiddo like some basic stuff for school stuffs.
Right. Okay. Okay, I got mine.
Alright, so with those things selected, you got a right mouse button to get rid of circle select. Okay, and then we'll do Shift D to duplicate it, and move your mouse around a little bit so you can see that it's actually duplicated. Then right mouse button to let it go back to where it was. And we'll hit P, like penguin, and selection.
Okay.
So tab out to object mode.
Okay.
And select a new mesh that we made there.
Okay.
And we'll rename that to scalp.
Scalp.
Yeah, so this is what
scalped.
yeah, so this is what would be underneath all the hairs so that you wouldn't be seeing the skin color through the top of the head.
Right. Oh, so this would be its own color.
Yeah, this is what like the base of your hair color would be. And whenever you're doing the particle system, whatever color you make the mesh is what the hairs will start off as.
Yeah.
So it's a neat little thing. I guess we'd take it off X-ray mode just to be able to see like the outline sort of better. But yeah, this is how a lot of the hair stuff sort of starts off. You make like a scalp from your base mesh, so you know the topology at least matches up.
Yeah.
And then we'd go into edit mode.
Edit.
A to select all.
Hey. Mine's a little wonky, but it's okay.
It's fine. It'll be. Your hair's technically supposed to be covering this stuff up anyway. So.
Yeah, it's fine.
Then we'll.
I got big hair.
Then we'll do Alt S, and hopefully this isn't something else that's a hotkey. Yeah, and hold down Shift and just scale it up a little bit, just a tiny smidge, so it's not just completely sitting on the mesh. It's like there'll be barely even a gap, essentially.
Got it.
And then we can come back out of edit mode.
Okay.
So
yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to see it, and like, okay, I definitely need to cover up this part with hair.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it will just be making sure that it doesn't let the color of the skin tone like bleed through the hair and look like shit.
Right. Okay.
Basically a precaution to try to make things look prettier.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got ourselves a head, and we've got ourselves a scalp. So the first thing we can work with is Shift A, we'll go to curves, and we'll pick a path.
Okay.
Alright, so path, very straight line. You see it there. This is going to be like your first hair type, I guess you can call it. Whenever people make hair, they'll use this method, but then they'll have multiple paths and multiple circles that they use for making the different types of hair patterns for the stylized hair stuffs.
Okay.
So what we're going to need also is Shift A, curves again. You might have to go up a little bit, but you're going to be going with circle right underneath Bezier curve.
Okay. Got it.
This is going to be the shape of your hair. So if we click on the path one that we made, we'll go down to the little thing on the right hand side. It's data, the curve data, which thing with two lines. It was behind my mix it up, so I couldn't see it. I'm trying to watch yours at the same time. We'll open up the geometry thing underneath texture space.
Okay.
Pop it over to object.
Yep.
And then we'll take the little eyedropper and pick the circle. Boom.
Oh.
Tube.
Tube.
And if you want, you can hit the little fill caps thing that's underneath where we just used the dropper. Otherwise, whenever we turn this into a mesh, it will have an open end, and we'll have to fill it, which is just a little extra work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alright. So in the outliner, let's pick the Bezier circle, so it should be at the very top for us. We'll just move that off to the side using G then X. You can put this literally anywhere you want.
Okay.
I think we can rotate it as well, so RX90 will rotate it after you've placed it somewhere.
Got it. It is moved.
Yeah, so now you can hit Tab.
Tab.
And just as an example, take the topmost one that you can pick. GZ and just move it on down.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is how you start making your hair.
Okay.
And these handles you can move around to get different things. Like, as you can see, since you have that one vert select, it has those two extra handles to it. Those can be used to like change the angle and all other stuff. The more you move it out, then what a lot of people will do, like a lot of tutorials that I've seen, is you'd hit like A to select them all, then V like Victor, and switch it down to free.
Oh, okay.
So now you can move the handles individually instead of affecting everything around.
Oh.
And basically this is like how you get the different like little dips and curves and all other stuffs with the hair that you're making. And just moving around and just messing with the handles themselves. If you ever want to add more, you select 2 of the primary verts. So the ones that are like in the dead center of your stuffs. And you would just select 2 of them, right mouse button, and subdivide, and it add in another one that you can work with between them. So it's like, I want to bump in this part of the hair or whatever. You can also use this for making stuff like braids.
Yeah.
I see what went wrong.
No, I know what I was doing. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it on the end. That way, when I went into tab, it was a little easier for me to.
Well, it's something that we
around.
probably should change anyway.
Oh, that's not right.
Up at the top, we still have it set to the pivot point is the 3D cursor, and that's why I went down. Yeah. That's why I went down instead of moving like it normally did. So you want the chain links for the normal movement.
Yeah.
That, and you're using you have the snapping on, which is that little magnet in the top. That'll move it in increments based on the grid. But you can also change it so it snaps to a face or a SERP or a vert. And that's how you can like line things up whenever you're trying to keep a mesh like really tight for all the stuffs.
Well, what happened?
Oh, you went into the rendered view, so we don't have any light.
Yeah.
That's all.
I was trying to hit I was trying to hit R. Cause I wanted to rotate it on the right axis that I wanted it to be on. That's not right.
RO.
There we go. Ow! Ow! I'm just ow!
I'm just watching what you're up to and seeing what's going on.
I'm trying to get it in the right spot. That's all I'm trying to do. And I just deleted the vertex, but I don't know what I did. Hey, I'm just trying this. So I'm just trying to rotate it so that it's not this orientation. That's all I'm trying to do. Thank you so much for the raid, Beta.
Hey, welcome, Raiders.
Thank you. What do I want to tell
I don't see the messages on Mix It Up for the rating and stuff, so I'm gonna do a shout out. Well, worst case scenario, you can just start back from square one with making this stuff. Sometimes I literally do that.
There, that's what I want. That was it. That was all I wanted to do. It was that simple. The way this is this right? Ow. Ow. I'm just trying to make sure it's oriented the way I want it to be. But this is a weird orientation that it's in right now, but it's fine. For what it is, it's fine. All that matters is that it's kind of working the way I wanted it to. I can generally start working with it the way I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured it out. I got it. I fixed the problem. Now I have like a nice little... I can just make it work. I can just do whatever I want. Wait a minute. Oh my god, it's fucking flipped! No fucking way! I will figure this out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it. I have to. I can't just leave it like this. I need to flip it. I just need to flip it. Is it XS Y? It is XS Y. I think it's negative when Edie. Ow. I'm being harmed. I made move. Okay, that did it. Now it's the way I want it to be. Yay! I figured it out.
Shenanigans.
I did it. I'm not dumb. I promise, guys. I made a circle and I can move the circle where I wanted to.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Literally, some people do it from top view, some people do it from front view. Once
Nice enough.
you want to try to keep your circle in the one view that you're going to be working from all the time, but you can rotate the hair path curve whatever way you want. It's still going to follow what you do with the circle. You just don't want to move the circle around a whole lot.
Right.
So you try to work with that the best you can.
Okay, so how did you get it to make it so that I can move these separately again? I don't recall.
You can hit A to select all of them.
Okay.
Then V like Victor, and free.
Free. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, some people use free mode, some people use automatic, some people use vector. I've seen aligned use here or there as well, but for the most part, I like using free because it gives you more options to like mess with the handles and stuff. But that also gives you more options to screw things up. So
yeah, that's the best part. More options.
Yeah, so it's like for the most part, it's just a matter of getting down what you like doing, and then continue with that workflow. You'll hear that word a great deal when it comes down to 3D modeling. Your workflow. It's got to have this workflow. Blah, blah, blah. Same for edge flow, which I talked to you about before, where whenever you're making these things, you want like certain loops that will appear in your models. That whenever you do an edge selection through face mode, whenever you're in edit and stuff, where you click like one line and it selects the whole circle all around for those faces, that would be your edge flow. So places that the edge flow usually gets interrupted is like the hands, where the wrist is. And of course you wouldn't mind having an interruption there, because most of the time if you're going to be UV unwrapping the hands, you would start off at the wrist, and then you'd have an edge loop that would go along your fingers, like the outsides of your fingers and the inside, and then like works its way in and stuff. So most of the time I see the UV unwrap for the hands to have one seam at the wrist, then one seam that goes along, basically like if you cut a hand in half from the side. That way you can do the fingernails on one of them, and the other one you can put in the palm lines.
So kind of similar to how when you're making a Vroid model in Vroid Studio, you can go in through and like get a whole mesh thing, and it kind of has that as well. It's like completely UV unwrapped, and you can like just draw on the mesh, and it'll appear on the model.
Yeah, Vroid Studios would be. Some people might talk down about it, but it is a good example to look at for how to UV unwrap stuff. That makes it very simple to work with. And literally, if you're going with like professional video game models, the textures would probably fit right in there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There are some companies out there like Guilty Gear Games. All their shit is in squares.
Right.
Like if you looked at the UV, the texture map for that, for any of their characters, it's a bunch of squared areas. And that's also how they get some of the things, like where the light's hitting the face at a certain angle, the eyes are darked out and stuff. You literally have to fuck up the UVs for your face just to get it right to do that, as well as look normal wherever there is light on it.
Right.
It's like a whole process. I've also looked at the texture maps and UVs for Genshin Impact whenever I was into the game and stuff back then. And those are just so packed full of stuff that it just like fries my mind. So I hate looking at them because they got to make it. They've got to fit in a certain amount. I forget what it is, like 512 or 1080 or something. some space that texture, all those textures have to fit into.
Yeah.
Because not only is it for our PC, it's also the same thing for the mobile version as well. So
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
texturing can actually help with reducing the stress on your machine.
Oh. Alrighty. What's the next step then?
Oh, I'm just letting you fuck around with the hair.
I'm good. I'm set. I got what I wanted.
Alright, so I'm gonna do. I'll just do a little dip here.
It's cute. Oh, heart-shaped hair.
What does?
My hair's heart-shaped now.
Yay.
I'll put the heart in the bottom though.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take.
The shape of a butt.
I'm gonna touch the
Oh,
butt. Alright, so hit tab to go out of edit mode.
Yep.
And go ahead and select your hair piece.
Bread.
Hmm?
Yeah. Yours looks like a piece of bread.
Yeah,
I like
almost. So we can actually move this one the heck out of the way too. You move it whichever direction you want.
Up.
And we'll rename
In the sky.
that to hair 1.
Okay.
That's just to keep track of stuff. This is how I do stuff in with making the hairs and stuff that I did earlier. I'm actually just going to rotate mine on X on 90 just so I can see it. So the way that this would be used on a model that has lots of different types of hair, and I'm just doing this as an example, is you'd have these lined up off to the side, and again, this is just an example. You would have like hair type 1 right here, so you wouldn't mess with this circle at all. You would just move this around. And hair type 2 here for the like bangs or a ponytail or something. And you would just have these off to the side, and you would shift D to duplicate them and move them over to your model.
Okay.
So we will literally do that right now with a shift D from that and move it over to near where the head is. And you don't have to like keep these the same size either. You could scale this down and put it elsewhere, or I still need to teach you how to set up an asset library where you could literally just drag those into the scene and it'd work.
I get you.
And it's like you'd have a whole library of different styles of hair for your model that you could pop on.
Oh.
Or you can make those shape keys if you really want to drive yourself crazy.
Wait, I don't remember how to set the scale, like, to solidify the scale anymore.
Control A sets the scale. Well, Control A then picking scale. Or all transformations, that's another one you can go with as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I wanted to do.
The reason why we don't really set that with curves is because other programs don't pick up curves, usually.
Right.
You'll have to transform it into a mesh to actually export it.
Oh.
So you'd have to like right click and then convert to mesh to actually use it.
Okay.
So we'll just go to front view here and sort of use Alt G to move the hair like that we're going to be working with right over the head.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can scale this down so it's a little bit smaller. And
Smaller and sticking through my face now.
yeah, just as God intended.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a few things here because I got stuff's in the way. Where you go? I do too. So if you were planning on like using the same type of hair constantly for doing most of the head, you would just shift D and keep duplicating it while you're doing it.
Why wouldn't you just do like an array?
You could too, but then you'd have to set up the array to where you want. Like if you're doing a bowl cut, that'd be fine.
I mean, more just like keep it all the same, and then you can just like combine it and then edit it where you want it to go.
Yeah, because well, it'd mainly be you'd still have to like move it around afterwards. So an array could be used, but you'd still have to apply the array afterwards and move those hairs to where they need to be. Problem is you can't apply modifiers wherever it's a curve, so you'd have to change it to a mesh, apply the curve, well, apply the modifiers, and switch it back to being a curve to move them all like a curve.
Right.
So that's why we just do it like that. But we can add a mirror to this after we get it into position here.
Okay. Preacher Smegman, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the hollow. Grab yourself a seat, a questionable liquid, and enjoy your stay. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, welcome.
Okay, what are we doing?
Alright, so we'll hit tab to go into edit mode.
Tab.
And here's our line. This is our path curve that it's running off of. So we'll just start moving things around to sort of try to get the hair where we'd like. So I'll teach you all the other fun controls after we get our hair in. Oop. Too close.
Ta-da.
I'm gonna look around, make sure. Alright, that's not too bad, I guess.
Maybe I should have made this a different size, huh?
Oh, we can still switch it from in here.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll scale that down some right now. So hit A after you've got, okay, A. Have them all selected. Then scaling with curves, you use, shit. Alt S.
Okay.
That'll make it like smaller.
Yeah, how do you add more of the little curves?
More of the curves, like more
Yeah,
to bend.
how do you add more of the bendies?
So you'll pick one vert, and then, well, you have to pick two verts essentially. The start and the end,
Okay.
where you want to have another bend point in.
Mm-hmm.
Then right mouse button and subdivide.
Oh, okay.
Now I'll give you more to work with.
Cool.
Of course, this always applies whenever you're adding something in with subdivision. Just expect it to add in more topology whenever you switch it over to being a mesh.
Yeah, that's fun.
Because like this, getting this bend like this with a cube, for example, you would have to have a lot of topology in there for it to still look the same. Same for the design for your hair and stuff. That's why some will use the curves, do the mesh, well, do the conversion over to mesh after they get all the curves in place for the hair and etc. Look at the topo, see how the poly count is, and if it needs to be lower, they might decimate it using a modifier, or they might just retopologize it altogether.
Fair.
Because the big thing with retopologizing is it helps not only reduce the poly count, but it also gives you a lower poly mesh to bake high poly stuff too. So you can get PlayStation 1 level model on a PlayStation 3 with PlayStation 3 looks.
Okay.
Well, basically break it down to that. Or Xbox to like Xbox One.
Okay. That makes sense.
But
Right.
a lot of this then becomes just pushing it around, trying to get sort of in there for how you'd like the hair to be sitting.
What if I wanted like what is the word? It should just be on the side.
On the side.
Yeah, like I have sword, like a middle part.
Oh, like what the hell's the name for that, for the hairline stuffs? Oh, that's where we can come over here. Mine actually got a little bit goobered up, so yeah, you can just move it off to the side and stuff.
Yeah.
Which was what I was planning on trying to get us to do here eventually, is like we want to move it over to the side. Hi, JP.
Hello.
And over on the right side, you can click on the modifiers wrench thingy. Add modifier and add a mirror.
Oh, I've got horns.
Yeah.
Hi, JP. Welcome in. I'm learning.
I'm gonna get a little shot out here real fast.
I'll do a short hair curl for this one. Make it simple.
Yeah, nice thing is, like, anytime you want to change up, like, the shape of the hair, you just go and change that circle.
Yeah.
But, so, obviously, like, the hair is starting at the scalp. You don't want it as big.
No.
So you can click on an individual vert.
Okay.
And if you use wrong one. If you use that Alt S, it'll scale down on just that individual vert instead of the whole thing. So this is where you can get your wavy looking hair sort of stuff going on and things like that.
Right.
And of course you want to like do that at the tips of the hair because not too often that the hair just naturally grows out to being the same length the entire way.
Yeah. Tiny. Boop. Little point.
Yeah, you can do a little tiny point if you want.
Oh, nice.
But where's the heart shape? Okay, I see the heart shapes on the inside. So for mine, my little loaf hair, obviously like the top of it that was sort of like dented in ended up coming on the inside whenever I pulled it over.
Yeah.
So what I'd want to do is select all of them and then hit Control R. Am I doing this right? Or is it Shift R? No, Control T. Sorry, I'm thinking regular rotate R. Control T to twist. And this is how you can get spiral hair in there. I didn't have them all selected, so it screwed up my doing it, but you can actually add twists to your hair that way. Without having to add a crap ton of topology. And that's how I did your, what the hell is it called? Your hair that comes down in front of your ears.
Yeah.
That's how I did that.
I just call them my droops.
Yeah, your droops. That's how I did your droops. I ended up taking the ends and twisted them a little bit and went up another vert, twisted a little bit more.
Right.
Because keep twisting like this is going to keep twisting from just that point. You see how I got like the drill hair going on now?
Yeah.
So if you want it like to be a full thing, well, more natural looking thing where you didn't curling iron the hell out of it, you would do a little twist there, then move up, and do a little bit more twist, and that's just how you do twists and stuff, and that's how you twist it around the verts. Because regular rotating would still work, but curves just work sort of different. I don't know why. I didn't make it, so I don't know why.
It's okay. Alright, now what?
Thank you, JP. I try. So, wait, I did your hairs. Sorry, I missed that.
You're such a good teacher.
Ma.
No more.
Thank you. But the way I like to do stuff is I just try to work sort of from the crown of the head. Just moving things around, like rotating and just sort of picky poking things in.
Yeah.
And I'll keep the mirror stuff going all the way up until I'm about to turn everything into a mesh. Then, like for the centerpiece going down the back of the head, I would do just an individual curve.
Okay.
But just to the normal workflow is you would select all the verts that you have right now, and then Shift D and just move them to another part of the head, and just keep working from there.
This looks silly.
Yeah, it will. Until you get it all together, like a lot of people say, it's like, oh, this model looks very alien. It's not coming out real good. Well, just keep going. It'll eventually look normal. It's like you've got a model without eyelids. Of course, it's gonna look alien.
Yeah.
And remember, you don't have to like match them up in the center exactly either, because that's part of why we made the scalp. The scalp is supposed to help with hiding that some.
Yeah. I'm mostly just trying to find a place for them.
Give them a good home.
Yeah. Mostly because I don't want to take them too far away from each other, because then they'll just look weird.
You can always add in more hair too.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to keep with the same shape for the hair the whole way, but you want to have variation still, wherever you Shift D to duplicate one, you can just keep it all selected and then hit the Alt S and scale it down so you can get those smaller strands that come in and fill those holes.
Right, yeah.
So it's like a lot of the workflow with 3D modeling is finding ways to be lazy. That is the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, if it works.
Yeah, I mean, might take like some getting used to doing that Control T instead of R to rotate things, or I'll Alt S to scale things. But once you get used to that, then it's just a matter of how much effort you want to put into the hair looking like decent.
There.
Then you also have to think of your modifiers and stuff.
Yeah.
Where, like, if I wanted to do that back part right now, I'd probably duplicate the backmost strands, then separate them with using P and get rid of the mirror modifier that's on it. That way I know it's already at the head, about the same scale I want it to be, and then place it there and change it how I want.
Yeah.
And that's the neat thing with the curves also. If you want longer hair, you can just select the last curve and then extrude out. You got more hair to work with using E. It's the same. E is like the universal extruding thing.
Right, okay. I've almost got it.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of time, but it's way less time consuming, I bet, than drawing hair.
I don't know. I mean, it definitely is. That's for sure.
Like, if you really wanted to go all out in this phase where you're just using a block out like we did, and then making the hair on it and stuff, then you would go and having the scalp and stuff too. Then you could technically like convert the hair to mesh.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. So usually that is your starting point vert right there. Whenever you're doing stuff with that, that's going to affect the whole curves most of the time. Sometimes you can do like some things with the starting vert and it won't affect the rest. But if you went down to the hair tips and moved it around, it's not going to flip all around like the rest of it. It's just the curve trying to match what you want to do, or what you're trying to do and what it's reading, and that's why you'll have to like put it somewhere you want, and then you move the rest of the verts in there to sort of be how you like it, and then use Control T to twist it and scale things down, etc.
Right. Okay.
Alrighty, enjoy the lurk beta, and thanks again for the raid for Coral.
Thank you. You're so nice to me.
Yeah. But while you're playing with that stuff, because I'm just sort of like lazying on my side and just watching what you're doing.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because there's like other ways that I'm gonna show you how hair stuff is made too. This is basically going to be like a sort of all-in-one hair thingy tonight.
I like it.
But like I was saying, is like you would take what we're doing right now with blocking it out, getting the hair put on, and sort of just being like, damn the vert count for now. And
yeah,
then you would go into sculpt mode after joining it all together, and you would use remesh to make it all one big piece and retopo from there.
oh, okay.
Though I will say, most of the time, hair is done like as a separate thing, because one thing that will always change about the character is the hair.
Oh yeah, always.
So
Hair is constantly changing.
yeah, so you can like have a base model, and then you can have your different hairstyles without having to make a whole new model each and every time.
Yeah.
That's like part of the thing that made me sort of like hyped about teaching you this stuff is, well, if she ends up making a model and stuff, then a lot of the stuff with changing her outfit and her hair could just be done using that base model. Don't have to draw a whole new body the entire time.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
supporting the homies.
Support your homies, because they'll support you.
Yeah,
But also, because supporting the homies is cool.
yeah, and tacos.
And tacos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, too.
Basically, sort of leave the bangs area open. Now we'll use that for the next way to do hairs. Making a squid.
The size of this again?
Alt S will scale it. And if it's not showing up, you might have to go further up the path. Boom.
Just to make it a little
Say
thinner.
Davey, yeah, just teasing. But welcome, Say Davey. How did you do 3 modeling streams? Seem good to just learn while watching. Well, Coral and I have been doing it every Monday so far for the last 3 weeks now. So, but sometimes on my own stream I'll do extra Blender stuffs just for the hell of it, especially if I'm working on my own thing. But I am not above stopping what I'm doing just to show somebody, like, this is how you do this.
I mean, I'm gonna be here for a while, so don't mind me.
Start to respond to ad hits. Just doing a chat response to him. Dibidone. Doug Dibidone.
Oh, Dimmadome, Dimmadome.
Dibidone. Dum dum dibidone. People coming back from ads just hearing us. Take your time, because I actually remembered I need to submit something for work real fast.
Oh, he's doing his job while he's teaching me. Look at this. This means he's responsible. That or he is not very well organized.
Oh, something new that just started this week, so.
Yeah.
Not what I'm used to.
That's okay, I'm just seasoned.
but my feels.
His feelings! Oh my god, I heard them. Oh, I'm the worst.
To Twitter.
Twitter! And we march! It's time for me to be cancelled, guys. I'm so sorry. It was a nice run, you know? Guess I'll see you over on Blue Sky.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you use Blue Sky more, you know?
I do. Honestly, I've been getting a lot more interactions on Blue Sky than I ever did in the 4 years I was on Twitter.
Yeah, you said that Blue Sky's been doing pretty darn good for you, so that's good to hear.
Like today, like if I were to post what I posted on Twitter today, I got 30 something notifications within an hour on Blue Sky. I would have gotten 2 bots on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah. I've gotten that before.
Yeah, I would have gotten 2 bots. And no interactions.
Actually, my Friday stream...
Twitter thinks I'm a bot.
My Friday stream, like, I think I ended up getting 5 reposts of my going live notification, but 4 of them were fucking bots.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, like, other than bots, like, whenever I see a account with large following, but very small numbers for who they follow, I'm like, dude, I'm not... well, either that, I was like, they're trying to fish a follow out of somebody just because they follow, you know, retweeted or
yeah, it's
some
really
shit.
dumb stuff.
It's like, dude, I'm not adding to your ego numbers just because you reposted my going live notification.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, thank you, but
like,
maybe
part of that 100,000 people, probably 80% of the 100,000 people that are following you probably have you on mute so they don't get your fucking garbage constantly.
Yeah. How do I do the... It's a control... Oh, it's Control T. I got it.
Control T for the twist.
Yes.
That's how I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Little heart-shaped design is neat.
Thanks.
That's sort of the cool thing about the curves. You make so many different designs for your hair just using a simple circle and a line.
For real though.
And then you can even modify it even further, like how you're doing now. Once you have it in position.
Oh, fucking cats. Sorry, I just hear in the background.
You got cats. I got
freaking out.
I got a dog 2 floors down from me that's howling right now.
Sounds fun. Wait, how am I doing the one in the back?
Alrighty, so just go ahead and I'll actually do the same thing too. Go ahead and put your mouse over one of the ones for the backmost one that you have made already.
Okay.
Hit L to select linked.
Okay.
Then we'll do Shift D and pull it over. Then once you have it set in position, wherever you want to put it, it's not going to matter too much. As long as it's not like overlapping real bad with the other one, because we're going to be separating it. So hit P. And that automatically separates it. So you have to Control Z to get your modifier back.
Yeah, that's the problem is I hit Control Z.
Oh.
And it got rid of my modifier.
I think it double tapped it then, because it also got rid of your duplicate, I think.
Yeah.
So just duplicate it and put it, right there even. You can put it there and then just P like pancake.
Okay. P.
Then we'll tab out to object mode and select that hair.
Okay.
And then tab back into edit mode.
Okay.
And get rid of the mirror modifier on it. Because all we want is just that one piece, and then we'll just go ahead and put it into position.
Okay. Awesome.
It takes a little bit getting used to, but
yeah.
Much easier than using like planes and cubes to try to do stuff. which I have tried in the past, and it sucks.
I feel that. I mean, I don't entirely because I haven't experienced it myself yet, but maybe someday.
Yeah, you can always experiment.
I look forward to my failures because
Same.
they are learning. Failures just mean that you are learning. So don't be afraid to fail, chat. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
I will
There
still
will be worse
judge
failures. Trust me.
It's fine. Just mine's a little bit more balder than yours. That's about it. Just me giggling.
That's it. Oh gosh.
Giggling over that.
Oh gosh. Floofy hair? And then I look over at yours.
Yeah.
Bread shape.
Okay, so that's doing hair with curves.
Mm.
And a lot of stylized things, Fortnite, any other games that are like that sort of style. I think Overwatch uses stylized hair as well.
Right.
We'll use this sort of way to make all their hair, and then a lot of the looking pretty stuff is in the texturing.
Right. Okay.
Another way that you can make hair. I see you still poking around with things, so I'll wait.
That's close enough.
Yeah. Another way doing hair is quite literally with just planes and the other primitive shapes. So one thing for like the bangs, for example.
Okay.
See you already brought in the plane.
Yep. I'm following your lead.
Boop. We'll switch over to edit mode.
Boop.
I usually like to go with this way. From the side view, bring the back verts. I wasn't in X-ray mode, that's why. Bring them up to pretty much about where you think your bangs would start.
Okay.
And then bring the front verts up to where you think they would like end on your face.
Okay.
Front view, so you don't have this monumentally large bang for no reason. You can always turn off X-ray mode as well to make it easier to see.
Yeah.
Some of it's like constantly switching between X-ray mode and all these other different views. I'll just scale on X to bring it in. So of course our hair isn't going to be like a flat plane. It's got some bends to it.
Yeah.
So we'll put a loop cut in with Control R. Maybe add like I'm gonna go with 4. So you can left mouse button and right mouse button, just keep them in place.
Yep. We need bangs. This is a 7.
Yeah.
I spotted an ad hits. If you get a lot better, you can start selling the assets you make in EZW.
Yeah. That is one route to make a little extra income as a
yeah, favorite want to.
as a
Yeah,
3D
absolutely.
model.
I think it'd be really cool if I can get really good at it. Because then I can, what I really want to do with this is I want to learn how to make characters in 3D. That way I have a 3D model of my character that I can pose and move around however I want. And I won't have to worry that like it's all fucked up or something, or my perspective is off. Because I know I struggle really hard with grasping perspective when it comes to 2D stuff. Especially if like the shape is really complex, and this will help me to be able to do that. I mean, I don't have to trace the whole thing. I can like use it as sort of like a guideline on where I want to actually go, rather than being like, oh, I've got to like take 4 hours to be able to figure out this specific pose. It's like I could just do it right there and then just get it done with, and like, streamline my process, because it's important, right? You know, you don't want it to be spending 5 hours on a piece when it's due that week.
Yeah, that too, Moon, with being able to put herself in there in VR chat.
And I want to be able to make comics and stuff, but I want to make it like an anime style, with proper like anime shaders and all these other stuff, and make it look really, really cool, like painterly. I think it'd be really neat.
So I end up selecting the third vert down on both sides. I think the one right above the ones that you actually selected. Yeah. And I'm taking a side view. You can hit O, like Oscar, to activate the proportional editing. And I'll definitely take that down some. And we'll just like sort of bring our hair above the head. So you have the mouse wheel up to make the proportional editing. Oh, you don't have proportional editing on.
I don't.
So it's either O, whenever you're in the viewport. There we go. Or else it's the one that lit up at the top. That's the little target. Yeah.
But then what do I click?
Go ahead and hit. Did you hit G to move? Yeah, it's moving, I think. You got a mouse wheel up, because the circle always starts off really damn big.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, sometimes that circle just starts off insanely large.
Yeah.
And just like move it, put it into place essentially.
Okay.
This is just a front view, so you're still gonna, well, side view, so you're still gonna have to do something about the front view, because again, trying to make it look normal and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end up putting a loop cut down the middle once I go back. Once you go back to a front view.
Yeah. Gotta get that exaggerated bangs. It's very important.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is just doing it your own style.
I'm sure you guys know this already.
That's why I was sort of okay with showing the model of you that I was like working on, because I've come, as I said earlier, I've come to the sort of realizations like I don't want to do like her style, because that's her style. I want to have my own style too.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's important.
It's not like I intend for you to use it for anything, but if you want to, you can. I can just send you the FBX. But
yeah.
Otherwise, it's just basically fan art.
I like that. It's great. I love it. Thank you.
No problem. It's just a start, though. I've been like working on it here or there, as you've probably seen me pop into Blender.
Yeah.
But
I'm just trying to get a general shape down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Subdivide that.
Get more in there.
Yeah.
See, moments where you don't have to care too much about poly count is if you're making like a still image, like how you're gonna be using for your comic and other stuff. I doubt you're gonna have a fully animated comic.
No,
then it's just an animation.
I'm supposed to be making like buildings and stuff and putting them in the background, and then just editing those to make them look nice, and then just taking a picture.
Yeah, I mean, for still images, the poly count won't matter. Having end guns in there won't really matter that much, especially for buildings. So you can just sort of like go to town, making a town.
Yeah.
And whenever you render it out, as long as it looks good in the render, then you don't really need to do anything else. But if you're making animated stuff, you want to have the right topology for moving and stretching, like our skin, how our bodies and stuff stretch, or else if you're doing like a machine, you might want to like study how a piston works for this part, or things that, you know, basic art study sort of things, you know?
Yeah, it would make it look nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have a broken horn, what happened?
Well, you see, it's candy, so
Nom nom nom
I
nom.
ate it. I got a little hungry. I just got a little hungry. That's probably good.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay, I've got my.
Look like you put one down the middle already too.
It was not intentional because
No, that's fine. That's fine because I just did that for myself as well.
Okay, well,
So
mine's
fine.
not even a full thing. It's
It
kinda,
should be. If you.
It's not. Look.
What's it in X-ray mode look like? Oh wow, why did it do that? That's odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you just join them. Click the two verts that are between, then hit J.
Oh, gee.
Oh, then F.
$10.
F probably.
Oh, F.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's J, sometimes it's F. I forget which ones you want to be like careful with.
Got it.
Then you can also always cut the line using the K tool. That works too. Or if you were doing this symmetrical, which I didn't really want you to do symmetrically because of how your bangs are.
Yeah, my bangs are not symmetrical.
Yeah. You're doing it symmetrical, having that line down the middle, you just delete one side and then put a mirror modifier on there.
Yeah.
But oh, you're just subdividing it?
Yeah, might as well. Might as well get it all connected up nice.
Oh, you just use the K tool.
Oh.
Once you get those two done, go to the top-down view. And then K. Click the first vert that you have there. Well, you'd have to hit space now. Space finishes the cut.
Oh.
Then you have to hit K, then pick that first one. And just go all the way to the end where you want it. You'll see all the little green dots there? It's automatically putting the verts in where they'd be.
Right, okay.
Problem is, I forget if you went further than that with the... You'd have to like put on X-ray mode to be able to actually cut all the way to the end if you've got another piece still in the head.
I don't know, it lights up.
Alright. Ah, shit, I could have told you about, So whenever you're cutting something, and it's between two verts and you want it dead center, while you're cutting, and you have you've done your first click to start the cut, if you go to an edge, and I think it's holding down Control, it'll put it at the dead center.
No.
Oh?
It said no.
Oh, it's because the other verts are there.
Oh.
I see the verts in the way. But yeah, cutting is a lot faster than constantly clicking two verts and hitting F.
That's fair.
So a little thing to learn about if you want to do that. You also use cutting a lot for like redoing some of the topology around the hands and the shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
And elbow. If you want a good elbow, you actually have to mess up the topology a little bit. It's very weird because the skin over the elbow you'd want to stretch more. But in the crease of your elbow, you'd want it to like fold in, like we see in some of our models.
I've seen something similar with like the topology for fingers and stuff. They were using it for like elbows and knees and things like that for like movable parts, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, like your knuckles, all the joints. That would be where you do the exact same thing as you do for the elbows. Same for the knees. You could possibly do it for the shoulders as well, leading into the armpit.
Right. Oh, the duck and ant's not eating them yet. Well, you see, I happen to have hands, and they swat very well. Smack, 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 smack.
Smack it, smack it.
And I simply eat them.
No.
Ants are very tasty and very good for you.
Damn, I just thought.
Delicious. Nom,
I just thought of the chaotic barbarian thing. No.
nom.
I'm surprised you hadn't seen that before I told you about it.
I have seen part of it, but not all of it.
Oh yeah. Squirt of lemon.
I just like, oh my god.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm sitting at.
My sword was crafted by dwarven blacksmiths with autism, so you know
it's good.
Okay, the line delivery was fantastic.
Well, I'm only 8 hours into the 12-hour version. I haven't picked that back up yet.
I'm not picking that up.
He continues screaming until like the 3 to 4 hour mark, and then he like dies out. But the whole time he's still counting. So hearing that constantly going on in my ear while I'm trying to do other stuff really messes with me.
Screaming for 4 hours.
Yeah, so fun times. I just like the comment that I end up sending you a snip of. This is made by an artist with autism, so you know it's good. But, alright, so yours has a lot more topology than mine, but
yeah.
So you might want to move stuff along the hairline so it actually like matches a bit better. I'm just doing very basic over on my side, so I can give you an example if you run into a hiccup, or show you how to do certain things as things go along.
Yeah.
Yours is probably more closer to actually bothering to make a real model and stuff.
I want to get as close as possible, so I might as well give it a try and give a shit about it.
Oh, I'm trying to teach. And I've done this for going on 3 years now, so I've done plenty of practice.
There.
This is just, I want to help her with doing it, but at the same time, not do the whole thing myself, because I'm still working on 3 other models myself.
Yeah, that'll do it.
One of which is the one I showed earlier. The other one's my own, which is going into Unreal Engine. I'm trying to bypass using VC Face altogether.
Right.
And, what? Hoo-ha?
I put it where it needs to go.
Oh, okay. Well, you still have to do like the other edges too. Like, I don't think your bangs are gonna be sticking through your rest of your hair like that, like at the edges.
No. You see, I need to pull them inwards, like my actual shapes.
You can pull them in, or else you can, since you have proportional editing on, you hit G then Z and just move them down some, and that should move the ones around it. You just have to select the ends of them. Oh, I didn't do that.
I mean, too far back.
Oh, I think it's Control Shift Z undoes and undo, if I remember right.
That's it.
So like picking like the outer 2 edges, sort of how I have selected.
Okay.
With proportional editing on still, which you do have on, you can just hit G then Z and move it down some to get your bangs out of the rest of your hair, and you use mouse wheel up to start getting more of the other verts around it to move it down some too.
Okay.
Whenever you're doing stuff with planes, you're going to be doing a lot of mouse wheeling up and down to move verts around with other verts, so that the hair like sort of moves in along with it and stuff. That's where the curves sort of have the advantage. You can move a lot of them around, and they're all connected with that curve. So scaling it out, it'll scale them all out, and it's like you don't have to worry about messing with the topology like you do with a plane or a cube or a cylinder. Cylinder you use for making ponytails, or your bangs. Well, your drops.
Droops.
Droops.
It droops. I got
that drip.
Alrighty.
So, yeah. Like if this was just being seen from the front, it would be okay-ish, though your hair would completely be in the way of your eyes, since hair in a 3D environment does work differently than 2D. But yeah. So
I imagine I'm gonna be cutting it in quite a bit. It's supposed to go in between my eyes.
Yeah. So one thing, like how I did your bangs on the other model, was just go ahead and select the bottom middlemost one for you.
Yeah.
And just hit V, like Victor.
V.
No, I didn't. How is there another vert there still? If you undid it, well, if you hit a right mouse button, you have to hit Control Z to undo the split that you did. Try just moving that so we know it's just that one vert.
Yeah.
Looks like there's another one there. Am I just seeing?
Yeah, there's another one there.
How did that get there? God damn it. Blender. Oh, well, yeah, you can just click the two and then. So click the loose one, then the bottom one that's actually there. M, like Mike. Merge it last. That way it doesn't mess up where everything is.
Okay.
Alright, so even though we just merged them, go ahead and. It's still giving you a line. Odd.
What?
Screw it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live!
Right.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I can click this and it lets me move it, no problem.
Well, that's because you got proportional editing on still. Proportional editing will move any nearby verts that are in that mesh. So that's where it could screw you up sometimes if you have that on still. It, like, you think, oh, everything's hunky-dory, but it turns out it just happens to be moving the other verts too.
Yeah.
But go ahead and A to select everything. Why isn't A selecting everything? Oh, there we go. Okay. Then M.
Then hit A.
Then M like Mike and merge by distance. That should get rid of any extras that are there.
Alright.
See if it moves around on its own just fine. No, it's not.
It is just giving me a time.
Try like we did before with the one that we found at the back of the head. So move that one out of the way for now. Then select that stray. Where the fuck did the stray go?
Oh, no.
There it is. Okay. Do the L, see if it links to anything else. Okay, so it is a part of the. It is a part of the mesh, so it is just a stray vert there. That's why it didn't get eaten up by the merge by distance.
Yeah.
So you'll just want to. We'll get rid of that one. So go ahead and X, then pick vertex. Yeah, and then select that one and the other one. That's right above it, and join that monkey. So F. Oh, wrong one. Control Z. F. Like Frank. And then. Well, now it's just sort of sticking out there, so you're going to have to try to move it into position. That's good. That's good. So, what I was trying to show you there, with that one selected, if you hit V, that like rips the vert. So technically, you should have, it does it again.
It's bad.
God damn it, go away!
No.
What it should be doing is just splitting it, but I guess not. We might have to just do a cut instead of join.
Huh?
That's gonna have to get rid of the face.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I want the face in the middle, but there's no face in the middle because it's picked up.
Yeah. I see what you're doing though. You're trying to put in the cut.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try a different way.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. So,
It might
face.
just be this. It might just be this vertex in general.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
The face fill thing can sometimes screw up like that too. I don't know what causes that. I've had that happen in a few models in the past, and I couldn't find a good answer anywhere as to what causes it. Could be just like a simple. The program is trying to do this, but then it's like, no.
Basically.
And sometimes that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, this is what happens though.
Wow, all the faces are dying out from that though.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think one of them in here is fucked up. So if I hit vertex and it fucks that one up. I do over here, vertex fucks those up. It's just fucking them all up. I think
it's still like getting me. Is like, why the hell was there only some that had the amount of cuts and the others didn't? And that was back when I just told you to start cutting along the lines. I'm hoping it wasn't like a matter of, well, you didn't do any extruding, so it shouldn't have screwed it all up. Sort of back to square one sort of thing.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, if it's gonna be fucking me up like that, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the way it be.
Assume the square is wrong.
Don't trust it, Paul. Don't trust
the fucking square because it's full of shit. Okay, I don't remember how to do this. So Control R? Oh,
yeah, Control R for the loop cuts. And I think we did 5 on that direction. And then you did 3 in the other direction.
Hello.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. And whenever you're moving it, like in side view and in front view, you use proportional editing to move more than just the verts.
Yeah.
Well, more than just the selected verts. I should have specified that.
I getcha. I'm just being really specific about it.
Well, it helps us get things in position sooner.
Yeah.
And this before we even fuck things up.
The joys of it.
Joy. Hey, Kuko, thank you very much for the hydrate.
Oh my god.
Goober's with me a bit because I thought, I was like, why the hell did she have a cylinder brought in? Which technically you could have used, I guess, too. You just had to delete some faces. I'd be okay. Just doing some of the learns with Coral here. I need to check my OBS. I thought I put you in. No, I forgot to. Try to make sure to tag you in the title so people can just click on that. So, updated title. Small elf and old man in hairy situation.
That's all literally was like, oh, hello.
Gotta have those clickbaity titles. Excuse me.
Otherwise, how will we tell people that our shit is good?
Yeah.
To watch it, you know, you can't lie to them, obviously.
I mean, we can't just add in big red arrows pointing to everything and have like a surprised-looking face off to the side. Especially since I don't have a face, so I've got my mask.
It's hard to do that when you don't have any face.
Yeah, I just got mask and cat face and 2 other faces that are on the mask. But Kuko, I think last watched him doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Ooh.
He does a lot of Zelda games. Like I think he's played through the first 2 Zelda games and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Ooh.
I think that's part of what his name comes from. Kuko, the birds. Well, the Chimikins.
That sounds awesome. I know what the Cocos are. I've seen them before.
Hey, Dante. Coral comes to life. Slowly but surely, we will get her truly to RTX on. You're gonna need a 4080 just to watch her stream.
Oh my god.
Yeah, finally! So makes this right. Make sure it's actually a straight cut. Coral's bangs go straight down the center of her face in like a very unnatural style of just straight angle. It was on purpose.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I got my fun bangs. Okay.
Yeah, but whenever
I got
you're
the color, now it's working.
so if I didn't miss it, it's like you cut that triangle sort of thing in there, right?
Yeah.
What I was showing you is if you have a
Oh, I
verse.
did it with V.
Alright, that was about.
Yep.
If you have a verse select, you just tear it, and it'll rip it off. But that runs off of which direction your cursor is. So if it's to the right, it'll tear to the right. If it's above, it'll tear above.
Right. Okay.
And I think thinking about it, that might have been what our problem was.
Maybe,
Because I think
maybe.
your cursor was slightly behind whenever we were doing the tear, and that's why we were getting that extra line just sitting there for no reason.
Oh.
And I didn't think about it until just now. But that's sort of how you'll go about making the bangs. Sometimes you'll just put a plane in there, get stuff into position. Use like edge slide with double tapping G to keep it on where the verts are, so you don't have to worry about going too close to the model or whatever from whatever angle you're doing it from. And you would sort of get your points in and stuff.
Let's have a stray vert now.
Where's the stray vert?
I picked it up. I just picked it up. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
What are you doing here?
I was like, what are you doing? You! The fucking, was it, the Spider-Man meme?
Oh yeah. With them all pointing at each other and all the verts just pointing at them like, what the fuck are you doing here?
So where'd you come from?
Last Zelda I played was Twilight Princess. Funny enough, Narco Himamari, who stops by Kuko and I's stream, actually did a is doing a Twilight Princess playthrough right now as a community challenge was fulfilled.
Nice, congratulations!
Yeah. She's one of the few people I bother watching like play gacha games still. And that's like supporting the homies no matter what they're playing. That sort of situation for me.
You're like, I don't play them, but you like them, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Alright, so with the bangs here, obviously, is like, unless we were making low poly models, which these bangs would be perfectly fine for, we would end up putting on a solidify so that, you know, our hair is not paper thin. And I like to set the offset to 0, which blows it up a bit, but that's basically meaning that the solidify is happening outwards on both sides from the verts, from where the plane started. So having 0 offset makes it up to that, but then you gotta sort of turn down the thickness a little bit so it doesn't look like you're wearing colored cardboard as hair. So I took my thickness down to 0.002.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's just one of the modifiers. We're going to also add in a solidify as well. Not solidify, but a subdivision.
I think for now I'm still working on the verts.
Oh, the vert works.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doopy doopy doo.
oh yeah.
This way okay for you, Coral? Like, just, we're like, we have these periods where we're both just fucking around doing our own thing, but we've still, like, got the same goal. Just double checking while we're in the middle of stream, at least.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, good.
As I said before, I want to teach you, but I also want you to fuck around on your own, too, because it could be more fun
Yeah.
that way.
It's important to try to, mess around and find something where you're comfortable.
And also, that could bring about problems that I could try to help out with instead of you having to look it up yourself, or else you can just ask me.
Yeah, I can, just ask you. It's right fucking there.
Mm-hmm.
I got big fucking bangs. Holy crap. I think it might be a little bit too big. It might be a little
Oh, that's
too
fine.
big.
It's fine, Coral. Like I said, we still need to add in a subdiv modifier as well.
Oh, I meant because I'm gonna just make them a little thinner.
Yeah, that could work too.
Because I have the side bangs as well, and there's no room for the side bangs if I put the bangs on there like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But before you go too much further, because the subdiv might screw things up too, so add modifier, add in a subdivision. Got them super thick bangs.
Oh. Yee!
Actually looks...
Just my bangs. They're kind of...
Actually, it sort of works. Sort of.
It sort of works, but I'm not liking this part.
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be straight.
Yeah, so what you gotta do there, actually you might want to do like how I have, where I collapsed them using the arrow on the left side of the modifier, just to make it so it's not as cramped there.
Where?
Right there. Then you can add in, so you got your solidify above them. Make sure all your stuff basically is above the subdiv. I've got a bevel in as well.
Oh.
So you add modifier and it should be under generate as well at the top bevel. You might have to move that above the subdiv. So you just have to like grab off to the side, right side where all the little dots are and just drag it above. That'll help get that back in there.
Wow.
Yeah. This is why we go with using modifiers first, because if you modeled all that, then you'd have to go and select all the inside of it and then try to pull it in so it doesn't look like that, you know?
Yeah.
So this is why we go with non-destructive, which is what just using modifiers and then moving inverts around is, over the destructive workflow, which is after we apply modifiers, like no going back sort of thing.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
So yeah, and if you want to look a little bit smoother, you can go back to object mode with tab and right click and auto smooth.
It's very pointy.
Yeah, it's got a bit. This is where you'd want to like either move the verts or else you'd want to play with the bevel settings. So you'd always change the segments to more segments, or change the angle.
Oh. It's smooth.
So it's like it's just a bunch of playing with the settings without messing with the topology that much.
Yeah.
Funny, oh, that's giving such a crease right down the sides.
0, 1. Yeah.
Which one are you changing?
Wait, Mod, you say do da do is the Mario 2 reference? Sorry, Mod. I'm sorry, man. What?
Davey meant mod, mag instead of mod. We both do sort of have slightly deeper voice than
I
you,
feel
at least.
that. I mean, yeah.
But
I don't know. You guys seem to have slightly deeper voices than me. That's so weird. I mean, come on.
yeah. Yeah, damn it, Coral, when your ball's gonna drop.
Damn! Oh shit! Where's my oh, where's my voice changer? Oh wait, of course I have to use the one that people keep saying I'm using. Aw.
You mean you don't? For a while, I actually thought Maud was using a bit of voice changer. Remember?
No,
What
I'm not
happened to
an
my stuff?
person. It's real.
Oh, because I moved it. Yeah, it's because I moved it. Damn it. Oh.
Yeah, no. That's kind of weird.
What were you changing on the bevel modifier?
The amount and the segments.
Try the angle that's underneath those. Not that part, but
Oh, this is weird.
yeah, it's gonna look goofy, but
Yeah.
so the lower the angle, the sharper the stuffs. But this is how you would try to keep your split right there for your bangs. But I'm wondering why it's doing that. It's like the vert's pulled out. That's really weird. What's it look like in Edinburgh? Yeah, there's no extra vert there to cause that. I'm wondering why it's splitting it like that. Because that's a reasonable and good split that you have there. Everything's in quads.
It's because it doesn't like me.
Punch it. Yeah, some of it would be you'd have to probably move the verts around some just see if it fixes it. Like you'd just double tap G and maybe like try moving it up to see if it fixes it.
No. And don't fix it then. That's weird.
Just be how it be
It's
sometimes.
weird.
There's another way to do bevels. Well, for doing the bevel modifier, but it involves adding creases, then running off the weight from those creases. But I don't think that would actually fix the issue either. Well, if you're adding in support loops like that, you don't need the bevel modifier then. So you could try getting rid of the bevel, but I mean, if it turns out that it looks better that way for you, then good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I see you putting a little crease in there. Yeah.
No, it looks better.
Yeah, it actually looks nice.
It's not perfect, but it's working.
Yeah.
What matters is that it's working.
Yeah.
Keyword.
But that's how you make like your bangs out of a plane.
Hell yeah.
The other way to do hair is the particle systems, and also another thing called hair cards, which is sort of like what we just did with the plane.
Okay.
I don't really want to get too into those because I don't think it'd be helpful to you, but I do want to cover some of it.
Okay.
But give me 1 second. I want to fix up your capture. Well, capturing your side here real fast because I moved over to my bigger screen so I could see better. Yeah. Hello. But that ends up messing the capture up on my OBS. I just noticed. It's like I like people to be able to see what you're doing too. So what we would do here, we'll actually just select the hairs that we made and hide them for the time being. But we'll leave the the scalp. Looks like some punk rock Barbie doll setup thing. Punk rock Goro. But so particle system, fast to set up, but it's. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. It can be a pain in the ass to deal with because you'd go to the little. Well, you got the scalp selected. You'd go up to the little zippy zoop particle looking thing underneath the wrench.
Yep, I'm there.
Okay. Then we hit plus, and we switch it to hair.
Oh jeez. Where's the hair? Hair.
Ta-da! Hair tutorial done.
So ridiculous.
So this is going out of out of every face that's on the scalp.
Right. Okay.
So what we do?
Up the count.
We'll drop the number down to like 100.
Oh.
Doesn't look like a whole lot, but just wait.
Okay.
Hair length is currently 4 meters long. So everything in everything by default in Blender runs off meters.
Yeah.
So if you were to port this over to Unreal Engine, you would have to convert that down to centimeters, which is what Unreal Engine uses. I don't remember what the hell Unity uses, otherwise I'd say you have to convert it to that for Unity.
Yeah.
But I know at least with Unreal, because I mess around with that way more than I mess with Unity, Unreal has recently done an update where it doesn't matter what the units of measure are and what the scale is, you just import it in, and usually it comes in just like it looks in your scene. At most, you might have to scale it up in the engine some or scale it down some, but I haven't had too many issues where it's the size of a truck and I just made like an apple. So
that's not right.
the particle system's got a bunch of stuff to it. This is also used for making things like snow, rain, etc.
Okay.
Explosions.
I have a relationship with Unity. That's fair.
Love it. Yeah, I use Unity very seldom and mainly just because of VR stuff. So I'm probably gonna change the length down to 1 meter. That's fine.
Yeah. We're matching hair lengths.
Yay. So down a little bit lower, you'll see one that says children.
Babies.
Click that to open that up and switch it over to simple.
Okay.
For now.
Shillings.
Hi, Nariko.
Hi, Enrico.
I actually was
doing?
talking about her earlier here with the Twilight Princess run. We'll play. I keep wanting to say speed run because recently watched another friend do a Resident Evil 5 speed run for an event. It is cool to watch. But okay, what was I looking at? Got that in there. Doot. That's the Blender. I want to try to make sure I'm explaining this right.
No worries.
How
How are you guys doing? Doing well. Thank you so
Doing fine.
much.
Doing fine. Okay, so using children is an easy way. Like, yeah, things are like really big right now with the count going on. The simple version is quite literally that. It's just simple. It's there. You can see it. What you see is sort of what you get, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Interpolate a little bit less, as you can see if you switch between the two. And basically, this is like, you don't want a really high emission count for the number at the top. Start off with, because that'll slow down your stuff eventually.
Right.
But just going with this as a baseline thing, like I said, I want to show you how to do it, but I don't think you have much use for it because of the style you're going for. I just want you to know about it.
Yeah.
But this could maybe be useful for hairstyling ideas.
Hmm.
But having the children in there helps with not being as much of a pull on your rig. So you have
Okay.
a thicker looking hair whenever you're working with stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll give that like basic idea. I'm trying to remember. Seed is like it quite literally is like a seed in Minecraft where it randomizes things.
Yeah.
Segments. Technically, I guess you could think of every single strand on the head right now is a curve. You can sort of think of it
Yeah.
sort of like that.
10 segments.
Hair dynamics are quite literally physics for the hair. You turn that on and then you hit the space bar to like start playing through. The hair will fall down like real life hair. Ta-da.
Ooh.
Really nice,
Oh
huh?
yeah, it needs more segments.
Yeah, it looks very like bleh because of how many segments there are. You can really ramp up the segments and make it look real all natural, but do enough segments and it's gonna possibly crash something.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
if you haven't saved recently, maybe save.
I have.
I haven't saved it all. I haven't even named this file. I'm just doing this to show you stuff. But other options underneath children are like parting and kinks and clumps, etc. These are things I have not gotten into too much myself personally, but I know they can be used for styling the hair even more. Hair shape is sort of like how we were doing with the Alt S and Control T for our scale of the curves.
Mm-hmm.
So the root would quite literally be what you have set the root set as, and this won't show up too much in the regular viewport display.
Oh.
But if you go to render, it will show it. God, don't crash. Okay. It will show it in the render version, but we don't have any really hair any lighting really to work with.
Yeah.
So, the hair shape is literally shaping it, and every single hair here will look the exact same then. If you want different parts, you would have to go in and pin groups of the scalp as I want this to be the bangs, I want this to be the back part and
so
things like
you
that.
would essentially you're choosing where you want your dangly bits to go.
Mhm.
I can't remember the word for it, but it's a similar kind of thing with V-Ride Studio where bones. Where you're essentially determining where your bones are.
Essentially,
for
but
your
these
hair.
have no armature.
Yeah, without the armature.
This
It's sort of
wouldn't
like
port over
guiding
to.
whether or not you want it to be
Yeah.
in that location.
This wouldn't port over to anything other than
Oh,
Unreal
yeah.
Engine, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm still looking for Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine, I think, did the update in 5.3, where the particle system now works over in, for hair at least, over in Unreal. So if I styled this all up and made a hairstyle out of it, I could literally take the scalp, export it from Blender, and then import it into Unreal Engine, pop it onto a model over there, and this could be a different hairstyle for a character.
Right.
So like I could not even have the head, I just have the scalp done and use that for different characters. And it's sort of like how you'd make a character selection screen, a character customization screen. It would have different scalps to choose from, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I guess you could say that's why it's a pain in the ass for some developers to actually make character creations for their games, because they had to do all this extra work of making these different variables that the players can choose from.
Right. Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
since you played it with might want to turn out the hair dynamics for now.
Okay.
Alright, so if I can't remember if the hair dynamics lock up things with the cache, because if you're going to animate hair and you want it to be animated a certain way, you're going to have to bring in like force fields and other things like that, because like I said, it is like a physics sort of thing.
Right.
So you can affect it by the wind force field, well, the wind physics and other things. But with the scalp selected, we actually have this nice little thing called particle edit in the upper left hand corner that looks like whenever you pull the drop down menu up, it'll look like a little comb.
Hold me a second.
Go ahead.
What?
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 What's going on? Everything okay?
I'm confused by what you're looking for. It's a scout selected. There's a what? Oh, fucking hell! I'm looking at the wrong side of the screen.
I thought something like happened in real life. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
No. I'm just dumb.
No, that's fine.
Just dumb. Oh yeah, you can brush your hair. Yay!
Yeah, and you can cut it.
Oh, boy.
And all the other fun stuff. So this works like
Oh,
the sculpt.
boy.
This works like the sculpting thing, where you use F to tap F to like increase the size of the brush, and you can adjust the strength that you cut.
This is ridiculous looking.
Oh yeah, you can have some fun with this.
God. Oh my god. Oh, this is hilarious. I'm sorry. This is really fucking silly of me.
Like whenever I do this, I like to pull it all back from the side view, and I go to the front view and keep pulling it up to make sure I have all the hair, because
Yeah.
you can miss some whenever you're just doing it from one side.
Got it.
But like I
No,
sort of try to work it all in a way that I can cut it if I want to.
some of them don't even have hairs on the side of the head.
That's just because right now we just have normal looking. Whenever you're in the barber menu here, pretty much,
Yeah.
you are just looking at the number that we set at the top,
Right.
where I set mine to 100. We're just looking at that 100 hair. That's it. So all the stuff that we added with children, that will be affected by what we do here. And basically, the children pull from the closest parent hair that's around.
Right. Okay. One.
Wow, whoosh. But yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff. Like whenever I want to cut it, there's actually a little pair of scissors on the left-hand side that you can pick cut, and you just boop, cut it right off.
Oh, okay.
And then you can also add length. You can smooth it out, comb it, poof it out too. So like, there's all these different options.
Yeah, this is fantastic. This is fun, but I don't see myself using this.
Well, like I said, you can use it for like different hairstyles if you want to like mess around and see if you find the hairstyle that you like or something.
Yeah, I getcha.
Because whenever if you go to render this out as an image for reference, it will show whatever you see in the render viewport once you have like a camera set up and all that stuff.
Right.
But as I said, the hair that we make with the particle system runs off what color the mesh is to start with. You can apply specific hair colors and stuff, but you've got to do that in the shader, if I remember right. Like I said, this is like curves, so there's going to be little differences between just doing a normal mesh and this. That is literally the weight, just like weight painting for a skeleton and stuff. If you wanted the scalp to have like no influence on everything else, you change that and all that other stuff.
What do you think about that? This is just colors to me.
Red is more influence and blue is less influence, so it goes from red to blue. So the hotter it is, the more it moves with other stuff.
How do you change the hotter parts to not be hot?
You would. Where is it? Well, it seems like only the base is definitely going to move with the base. But to make things cooler or smooth things out, you can do just like in sculpting where you hold down shift to smooth it out. This could blend into stuff. I'm just trying to find what the key is, because I haven't done a whole lot with this yet. With the weight painting, I've just done making the hair, and that's it.
Okay.
Where is it?
Makes sense.
I'm not even 100% sure why there's even weight painting to the hair, other than if you were like in a low gravity environment, or else the hair was, well, the shot was like in water.
Yeah.
Where hair obviously reacts differently than it does in normal gravity. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. What the fuck? I hate trying to find a car to buy. Oh, you've got this. You'll find one that's nice. Very nice hair right now. Good hair. Okay, how do I go back?
Top left corner, just switch it over to object mode. There you go. So you got an idea what it looks like, and if you wanted to add in like a light, and
It looks so weird.
yeah, I mean, this is just one layer of it. Like I said, if you were to get really particular about stuff, you would want to like break things up into different sections. I'm just gonna bring in a spotlight and just sort of put some light on it. Bring in camera because it's gonna need that for rendering it. Alt R, Alt G, RX90, Y. I always mess up my Y. Maybe up the power. Just moving things around to try to
rendered.
get
Bam.
the slightly better looking rendered look. But doesn't mean we can't go in and still. Oh no, it does mean. Okay, so whenever we did the grooming, that sort of locked us into how many hairs there are, and the only thing we can change is the children. So basically what we did whenever we were grooming the hair was changing what the parent hairs that we first put on there in the particle system was, and the parent, and you see it's like a lot more whenever it's got the, if you go to no parent, well, no children, like this poor bald model. Now you get a simple like looks really goofy now, like the hair is all over the place.
Yeah.
Then if we go to interpolate, it keeps it on the scalp.
Oh. Mine's just cutting through the scalp.
Well, that's because the bases are pushed through. The scalp doesn't have a collision box. It's just something that the hair is attached to.
Right.
If you
need to collision it?
If you wanted to add a collision box, you could, and that, but then you'd have to re-groom the hair again.
Oh, never mind.
So I didn't. Like I said, I didn't think you're gonna use this too much, other than maybe like I want to fuck around with this a bit and see if I can make like a different hairstyle for myself, and then you model it differently.
Weird rock star look to it.
Yeah. But this leads on to the other way of making hair, which a lot of games use because it really cuts down on the pull. Like almost any game that's in a console probably uses this style. Way I learned how to do it was basically you took like a plane and you put the hair particle system on it after subdividing it a bunch.
Yeah.
And you would make the hair like how you want it to look. And you would literally go to the top-down view, or else the side view if you were like doing it just from the plane wherever you spawned it in at.
Yeah.
Put a camera here from this point of view, and then you would make the hair whatever color you wanted it to be and stuff, and make sure that it had a transparent background, which to make sure something has a transparent background, you'd have to go into film and hit transparent from the render menu, and it gives that little like it makes it so that whenever you render the image, it's got transparency to it. And you would take a render of the hair that you made with this particle system on a PNG, and this is like really fucking long workaround to do it, but
That is quite a long workaround for
it saves on what the customers have to worry about putting into their system to make it work. Well, be able to play the game. And then you'd bring in another plane, and you put that transparented hair onto that plane. And you just do like how you did with the bangs to begin with, where you just put it on the head and you move the verts around so it's like the shape you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you literally just pollute the head with a bunch of fucking planes with the hair on it.
Makes sense.
And that's how a lot of game engines make their hair.
Right.
I think even Once Human uses that sort of system for its hair stuff. I think Monster Hunter is another one. The way you got your hair there that we're looking at right now would be closer to like Grounded. Grounded uses stylized hair now that I think about it. So like, yeah. So I was like, might as well use a game that I know you enjoy. But that is basically all I can think of for making hair stuffs. Like those are all the ways that I know about making hair, from using curves to using planes to using the particle system.
This is awesome.
Why? Wait,
You said you wouldn't be able to reach the 3-hour mark.
Oh, we did have a few issues going along.
Yeah, we did, but it was fun. It was fun to fix. I'll keep my bangs out, because then I can just imply. My bangs are actually just really far out there. They're just like really nah. In reality, my bangs are solid on the back. They're just like boom.
Yeah. Well,
this is one big poof of hair.
Well, if you added the applied the solidify modifier, that would give you all of the topology, and you could literally just pull out the back of the hair and make it like that way if you wanted to.
Right.
So it's like that's always an option. Like the usual workflow is go non-destructive. Then if you want to make things in a way that you can't avoid being non-destructive, then just go with it. I mean,
yeah.
It's not like you're going to be throwing this into a video game.
No.
If you're going to render it, it'd probably take a while to render, but like as an animation. But you know, that's just something you're doing. It's not like you're doing it for some major corporation where you've got a deadline to meet.
Yeah. Oh, that did a weird thing. I got burns on my hair now.
What did you do?
I just moved the hair.
Well, you are in render mode.
I am in render mode.
I don't know why it's doing that with the render mode. Usually you see that if there's a extra face or something. It might be an artifact.
Maybe. Oh, I think it might be this thing.
Why does it look like it's doubled? Oh, did you apply the...
No.
Yeah, I don't even have you full up here. You applied the solidify?
I applied solidify, I didn't apply anything else.
Alright, so that's why there's more topology. That's why I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
So you could always like take the back faces and pull them towards the head a bit more to get rid of that the mesh coming through maybe a little bit here or there.
That's what caused it.
Are you absolutely sure you grabbed the front ones? I mean the back ones, I mean. Because sometimes I think I grabbed the back ones, but turn out I grabbed the front ones instead.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that would have been what happened then.
Okay, alright, so
Yeah.
past experience. Yay! But yeah, I mean, technically right now you have like a start to a model. You have the head right there. You could use that. And it might like look weird now, but once you start putting textures to it, that hair would probably look much better. Like I didn't think the hair that I was doing on my other model was looking that good until I started throwing your colors on it.
Right.
Though the skin being much pinker than I'm used to sort of threw me off some.
Look at some very pink hair.
Are you trying for the mirror modifier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so with the scalp, you couldn't do a mirror modifier thing because that runs off of what physical mesh is there, essentially.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just sort of experimenting
Yeah.
to see what I can do with this.
Yeah. So far, yeah. Sometimes you have to switch over what side's being mirrored and things like that. Remember to apply clipping so that the middle part actually goes together. I've seen so many VR chat models that didn't have that. Yeah, they made the model good, but they didn't remember to put that clipping on. So you see a nice little crease here. They're like on the nose usually, or at the start of the breast line, like at the sternum. Different parts where the mesh starts coming out or going in that you can really notice it, or around a belly button if it's got a belly button.
Right.
Accidentally offended somebody before whenever I pointed that out. I was like, I don't know who made your model, but they forgot to apply the mirror, it seems, whenever they got done with everything, because you got a crease going right down your nose.
You're like, I love it. It's beautiful. I also work on models.
Well, they got all uppity about shit. It's like, well, I make models, so I know sort of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were just like, no, you can't tell me what I know. Okay. You're really doing yourself a disservice when you do that. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that they're doing themselves a disservice when they just immediately like lash out and like make it troublesome. It's like, okay, I understand. I do.
Okay.
But
you and I were seeing the same thing with the
there.
pieces. Not you should be able to alt select the whole loop there for the middle of the face. Then just GX, move to the right, click GX, move to the left to get any other parts. Yeah, that's why I always go both ways, just to make sure.
Yeah, just in case anything is too far. Or wherever.
So now it's perfectly symmetrical.
Yes.
And
I wanted to redo like some of this still, but I think I messed it up a little bit. That's okay.
Oh, you could literally just go into sculpt mode then.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into sculpt mode and then use the grab brush, which be one of the yellow ones that, not the one that's got like the squiggly at the end of it, but the sort of booba bump. Yeah, that one.
Booba bump.
Yeah, there we go. Grab it by the areola. Remember, you can always change the size of your brush. Just tap F, then move the mouse back and forth. Then hit F again, it'll set it in so it's bigger brush size. And sometimes if you're trying to do something like smooth out, but smoothing out the current brush size is making it too messed up, you can make it a much larger brush, and then that'll make it not as much strength. It's more spread out over an area. And the thing about doing it now, this way, is it will make it so that you still have the topology that you had before to work with. Whereas if you want to actually do like the sculpting, like I showed you before, where I could actually dig in but you couldn't, you would have to remesh it. Curves don't count really, if I remember right, for sculpting mode. You can still try, but I don't think you can sculpt them. You'd have to convert them to a mesh and then do that. So that's the neat thing also, is like you can always change that mesh for the hair back to a curve and then move it easier. But everything that you've done, that you did to it whenever it was a mesh, is going to be affected by it, and you selected the scalp. I was like looking, I was like, why did it only select part of that instead of the entire head?
Also scaling it down.
Well, you don't want to like go into the mesh because, like I said, it's like that helps with covering up the. Basically, it's supposed to be the idea of the hair follicles still being there and stuff, even if it's very short hairs there. Yeah.
I was just trying to make it kind of go in a
Less
little bit
visible.
better. I don't mind if it clips through just a little
Well,
bit, because it's the first time model, so I'm not really like anal about it.
Well, one thing with
I just
the
kinda
scalp,
learned.
the way that we did it, is it's considered like a plane. So whenever you first bring in a plane, the top-down view is the side that you would be seeing whenever you're looking at somebody. The underside of it, though, is the other side of the normals. Like whenever we brought up the normal, well, the face orientation before with the different models and saw that we had some red in there fucking things up. That's the red. So basically, if somebody was looking at your head dead on right now and you got rid of the head itself, they would still see right through to the hair. The hair curves, because there's the other side of the normals is what we're looking at from this angle.
Right.
So to actually see the scalp, they'd have to look at the back of your head then. Which isn't really showing a whole lot. You got most of the curves in there.
I got them all covering everything.
Yeah.
The only thing showing in the is the
Crown.
a little bit of clipping here and a little bit of the crown here.
And I'll be honest, I don't know what causes that clipping there, even though, because since it has the mirror modifier, but the clipping's not on, so it shouldn't be causing an issue. Though probably if you put on clipping, it'd probably get rid of it. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
If you wanted
It's
the
one
full
of
head
them.
there.
Oh,
But
it's one of the ones in the back.
Oh, poking through.
Yeah, it was just poking through a little.
Alright, I see how it is, because you had it going in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine now.
And I would say just delete the vert that's causing the problem, but then it could affect
It's
the
the
rest of
central
it.
vert. It's the very first vert.
Alright.
Yeah, can't really get rid of that. Kinda need that.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want it. Click, get rid of it.
Out with you.
Alright, though. Thank you so much for teaching me today.
No problem. I'm hoping this is like actually pretty useful to you, especially since we used your reference image. But to do like the rest of your body, we would just bring in a cube, put on the 3x subdiv with Control 3, and then do just like how we did with the head, where we position the subdivided cube and then stretch it out, do the torso and things like that. It's much easier to do with a T pose than an A pose. And then your arms being down like that would really screw with the remesh step if you want to sculpt. It would try to merge your forearms into your hips.
Yeah, no.
So we'd probably have to put the arms into a T or A pose before actually remeshing.
Yeah, that's no problem. The only reason I have it like this is just because, well, it takes up a lot of space to be in a T pose.
Yeah.
And it was for like head drawing.
It's still a nice ref. I would probably still model like that, and then, like I said, move the arms afterwards to accommodate for the remesh. Because remeshing, you really don't want things to be really close by, because this is why I was saying you'd probably do your hair separate when it comes down to sculpting it. That hair that's right near your cheeks would be merged into the cheeks then.
That would.
So
That's
it'd be.
okay. Mine are actually merged into my cheeks. I feel like I'm a model. It's a little merged in because it just kind of covers the back jawline.
Yeah.
It covers that part.
But I'm just looking at your model right now. I was like, how would we do the eyes blinking on the skull and her eyes blinking?
Probably mash them together, right? Or like make.
They'd have to have their own bone.
Right.
Because
I'm sure you can make it so that like it reacts to when you blink. It's not a big
it'd be
deal.
shape key stuff probably, actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it'd be super easy.
yeah, it'd be the same concept of doing blinking, because when we're doing 3D modeling, it's just whenever it comes down to the shape key stuff, it's just like with your 2D, where you gotta do the A, E, I, O, U, and left eye, right eye, open, closed, and anything else you want after that. Like, that's the most basic thing you gotta do with a 3D model if it's got facial features.
Right.
I just decided to opt with not doing that since I don't have to worry about it. The nice thing about having a mask.
I gotta do all the difficult stuff, but I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
But for now, unfortunately, it is 11 o'clock, which means I have an hour to do my duo.
Same.
And get ready for bed. So, so I want to say thank you so much, Mag, for being here. Thank you so much for teaching me.
Oh, no problem at all.
This has been fantastic.
Fun teaching you as well. I hope I continue doing an okay job. Yeah, I was just looking at who's live.
We've got a couple of people who are live. We've got Lucky Boy. We got the Tiny Dungeon. I see we got. Do you have anyone on your side?
Crundle's live. Got Wolfie the Bunny, who's one of the people that asked me about some Blender stuff.
Let's go to the Blender one then.
Well, she's not doing Blender right now. She's doing Dead by Daylight. Just trying to think like what would probably be a good thing to raid out from an art stream to like another art. Is Lucky doing art? Or any of those others?
Lucky is doing Metaphor.
Game sounds familiar.
Looks like a similar to Final Fantasy. Kind of looks like.
We did Lucky on the 4th.
Yeah.
I liked. Who was the other one that you said? I like to go with somebody new each time.
That was the Tiny Dungeon. She's playing Paper Mario.
The Tiny Dungeon. I want to make sure I'm spelling the name right. Yeah, but Paper Mario has 1,000 Year Door. Hell yeah. She's got a cute little reactive at least too.
It's so cute. I did a model for her actually.
Nuh-uh.
I did. I did one of my chibi models for her. Doing one of the giveaways.
Oh god, that was a while ago.
I'm sure you guys have not forgotten about the giveaway stuff. I am still planning on doing them. I've just been really freaking busy lately, and I have had my hands full with a ton of stuff trying to keep up with work and in demand and stuff. And I'm only one person, so I'm trying my best here to try to make it a more reasonable thing on my end for me to be able to accomplish that goal. I still am planning on doing the giveaway. I will be hosting that over on my Blue Sky.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The only reason I haven't done them is mostly just because of the whole not really having the time to do it. But as soon as I have what I planned finished, I'm going to go ahead and they're going to be the first things I do. So.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are just like, as long as it gets done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would like 4 more to go, so. I know it was a
I can't even remember all of them.
I give away a lot of stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna be raiding the Tiny Dungeon.
So... Yes.
I've got ads starting in 20 seconds, so you can go ahead and do your stuffs.
Yep. Alright.
Alright. I'm going to wait until ads finish up for you guys, then I'll be raiding out as well. So, thank you guys all very much for joining us, be it on my side or on Coral's. No wait, no, that was ad break ending. Welcome back from ads. I'm sort of tired, and my apologies. But this was tonight's episode of working with Coral, try to teach her what I can. I am not the end-all, be-all Blender dude, but I will try to share what I know and try to explain it as best as I can. So if anybody has any questions whenever we're doing stuff, feel free to ask. Other than that, be sure to drop Coral's Hollow a follow if you haven't already. Her name should be tagged in my title, as well as the going live notification, as well as whenever I did my shout out on Twitter for going live as well. But yeah, so I'm going to fire up the raid on my end. Got that done. Got Coral's card there for those that are in chat. She does have a waiting list on her commissions, but if any openings do pop up and you like her art style, be sure to hit her. She's really good, and she, as far as I have seen, like, has had no real issues with anybody that she's worked with. So that's a good client list as well as good artist herself. But there's the raid message. Those that aren't subscribed, you can use the global version. You can use your own emotes, somebody else's emotes. I don't care. Just have fun. But I thank you all very much for joining us tonight. And until Wednesday here, which I'll probably be doing Warframe or something else along that line. You guys take care of yourselves. Tacos and burritos. Bye.